Hello, everyone. This is Al, Red Sox fan, coming to you from Al, Red Sox fan YouTube channel, and we have a Sunday of boxing for you. Fight night from Canada. Main event, George Foreman defends his heavyweight title that he took away from Jack Dempsey against the Canadian Donovan Razor Ruddock. Co-main event, Tommy the Hitman Hearns will battle another Canadian, Mathew Hilton, 15 rounds, junior middleweight title. Currently, Tommy Hearns holds the middleweight and junior middleweight title in our Title Bout 2 boxing universe. Pipino Cuevas will defend his welterweight championship against the rugged, tough, and hard-hitting Arturo Gatti. That's 15 rounds. Then we have, prior to that, a huge heavyweight matchup with title implications on the line. Earnie Shavers, 10 rounds versus the Boston Strong Boy, John L. Sullivan. The winner could be slated to face the winner of Foreman and Ruddock. Foreman a big favorite in that fight in the main event, by the way. We will lead things off with an all-Canada affair at light heavyweight. The Fighting Fisherman, Yvon Durelle, takes on the Golden Boy, Donny Lalonde. Both fighters trying to get their careers back on track. This is a highly anticipated matchup here in Canada. So again, we will lead off with Donny Lalonde, Yvon Durelle. That will be followed by Ernie Shavers, John L. Sullivan. Then our first world title fight at welterweight, Pipino Cuevas against Arturo Gatti. Co-main event, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, the champion, taking on Mathew Hilton. Then the main event for the heavyweight championship of the world, the defending champion, Big George Foreman, will battle Donovan Razor Ruddock. Let's get to our first bout. Joining us at ringside, David Zielinski, as he says, good morning, Al, in the chat. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you, my friend. Happy Sunday and beyond to one and all. All right, let's get to our first fight. This should be a very interesting matchup. When I made this fight card of 5 fights, you have the Fighting Fisherman, Yvon Durelle, who had an epic fight with Archie Moore, in which he had Moore down multiple times before Archie Moore came back to knock out Yvon Durelle. And in the rematch, I think Moore handled him easier. Then you have the Golden Boy, Donny Lalonde, who could punch with that right hand. We shall find out. Both men a bit chinny. Lalonde, a slightly better puncher. Yvon Durelle will land slightly more. He doesn't really throw combinations. He will throw his punches in succession. I know that sounds like combinations, but it's really not. When he has you hurt, he'll open up a bit. He likes to throw one punch at a time, but he comes back with his punches quite quickly. All right, so here we go. In our universe, Yvon Durelle is 2-4. 2 wins, 4 losses, no draws. Donny Lalonde is 0-2. So 10 rounds, light heavyweights. We start off here in our fight night in Canada. They have their final instructions. Your referee is Jack Reese. The scoring judges, if it goes to the scorecards, Billy Page, Lou Magnolia, Phil Edwards. So here we go. The fighters have their final instructions. Durelle out of the blue corner. Donny Lalonde, the Golden Boy, with a big right hand, out of the red. Here's a bell for round number 1. Durelle looks like he's going to be fighting on the inside and provide the pressure. Durelle in control. Durelle right away jabs his way in and digs a hard left hook into the rib cage of Donny Lalonde. Durelle forcing Lalonde back. Right hand, left right to the body. Right uppercut, left uppercut. Donny Lalonde buckles. Durelle pounding away, landing more big shots, hook after hook. Lalonde trying to hold on. Durelle landing clean shot after clean shot. Lalonde in trouble. It's all Yvon Durelle here early in round number 1. Durelle forces Lalonde back to the ropes. Durelle looking to pound him out. Durelle digs hard to the body and up to the head, using both hands in succession. Lalonde in trouble. Referee looking on. It's all the Fighting Fisherman, Yvon Durelle. Now 2 jabs and a right hand, grazing the top of the head of Donny Lalonde. It's all Yvon Durelle. Now he hooks hard to the body, banging and banging away. Lalonde still not answering. This is not boding well for the Golden Boy. Durelle missing his shots. Lalonde tries to tie him up. Durelle works his way free. Now they tie up once again. The referee says break, but Donny Lalonde lingering on those ropes. Durelle feints a jab, and now opens up with a combination to the body and head. Lalonde seems confused. Durelle measuring. Right hand. Left hook to the body. Another right hand. Lalonde paws at his eye. No blood. 45 seconds in what has been a whitewash so far for the Fighting Fisherman, Yvon Durelle. Durelle lands again with hooks to the body and head. Loading up. Just pounding away and pounding away. Lalonde is not answering. This referee's quite brave. Lalonde's taking a hell of a beating here. And there's the end of round number 1. A round that somehow Donny Lalonde survived. He did not land one single scoring blow. The Fighting Fisherman said he was going to take him out to deep water and drown him. And he nearly did it in round 1. Pounding away right off the bat. At ring center, Lalonde was hurt and then forcing the Golden Boy, Donny Lalonde, to the ropes where he punished him over and over. And it was only Donny Lalonde's will to stay up that kept him up. A huge round 1. They're extremely happy in Durelle's corner. Trainer Tommy Gallagher, cutman Joe Sousa. In the Donny Lalonde corner, Kevin Rooney, is beside himself. Cutman Whitey Bimstein. Joining us at ringside, Mr. GG 1959. Oh, Canada, how are you doing? We prepare for round number 2. Donny Lalonde is feeling the effects here. Here's a bell for round number 2. Lalonde is told to try to survive. And here's Yvon Durelle. Donny, all octopus arms, ties him up ring center. And there's Durelle holding and hitting. He'll rough you up. Referee gives him a warning. Donny Lalonde finally will land a right hook to the body. And he doesn't hit well with that left hook, but he threw both punches. They landed. Lalonde still trying to cover up. Durelle missing badly. He's loading up on these punches now. Durelle should be taking his time and bang that body. Donny Lalonde continues to hold. Fans not happy with the Lalonde tactics. Lalonde trying to move around the best he can. Durelle backing close to the ropes, and now Donny Lalonde has Durelle pinned to the ropes. Could this be a trap? Could this be a trap? Donny Lalonde pawing left jab, right uppercut for the Golden Boy. Durelle ties him up. Did Durelle punch himself out in round number 1? Now action moves back to ring center. Lalonde chopping down with that right hand, holding and hitting, and the referee admonishes both fighters, says cut out the crap. Lalonde in control, unable to do anything. Lalonde still doesn't look like he's right. His legs look gone. Durelle now is going to concentrate hooks to the body. Tommy Gallagher screaming from the Durelle corner, bang the body, Yvon. And there's the bell, a very slow pace, sloppy second round after a huge round 1 for the Fighting Fisherman. He might have punched himself out, folks. He might have punched himself out. Round 3 coming up. First of 5 bouts from Canada. What a fight card we have here today. Round 3 scheduled for 10. Donny Lalonde in control. And Donny Lalonde feints a jab, lands a nice right uppercut. Durelle trying to press forward, but now Lalonde seems to have gotten into a rhythm. 2 pawing jabs, a grazing right hand for Donny Lalonde. Now both pugilists tie up, referee breaks them. Durelle looks to try to come back on the inside. Lalonde mauls him, ties him up, they break. Durelle trying to force Donny Lalonde back, but the Golden Boy will not give an inch. Yvon Durelle missing wildly to the head. Donny was able to see those punches coming. Donny Lalonde ties up now. No punches landed there by either pugilist. Lalonde, a jab and a right hand. Caught Durelle quite well. Durelle blinks, but there's no blood. So far, a good round 3 for Donny Lalonde. Durelle gets in tight. Lalonde ties him up. Donny missing with those short punches on the inside. Durelle was able to stay low. We have about a minute to go here in round number 3. The Fighting Fisherman now unleashes hooks to the body and up to the head. Lalonde tries to tie him up, but the Fisherman will have none of it. Loading up now, winging wildly to the head of the Golden Boy, the golden locks of Donny Lalonde, but he missed. He missed everything there. Tommy Gallagher again yelling from the corner of Yvon Durelle to bang the body, bang the body. Lalonde trying to circle it at ring center. More rough stuff. Lalonde is warned for holding and hitting. Warned for holding and hitting. 12 seconds ago in round number 3, and there's the bell. A good round for Donny Lalonde. He seems to be getting his footing back after a horrific beating he took in round 1. Joining us at ringside, Mr. GG 1959, Mark Russell. 7560 says, great to see some fellow Canadians in the ring. CH109 R2K. CP30. No CP3, I just added that. Says, hello. Ran a bout between Tommy the Duke Morrison and David Tua, and it went to the scorecard with Tua winning by majority decision. Really? That's quite interesting. How did you think that was going to go before you did that fight? I would have thought Tua would stop him at some point. Though Tua would become lazy, wouldn't throw a lot of punches. I could see that. But I would think Tua could knock out Tommy Morrison. That's the fun of these games, though. That's what I would have thought, but I can see that. And we also have David Zielinski. All right, back to the fight. Round 4 coming up. Donny Lalonde could actually... I don't have Lalonde ahead. I gave Yvon Durelle a 10-8 round in the first round. But Lalonde has taken rounds 2 and 3 by punching. I give round 2 even. It was a horribly sloppy round. And definitely round 3 for Lalonde. Here we go. Round number 4. Scheduled for 10. The first of 5 here in Canada. As Mr... I'm just going to say Greg Gorecki. Because the other thing is... I agree with you, Greg. He says Tua would have likely stopped Tommy in 5 or 6. That's what I would have thought, too. We'll never know, though. They never fought. But it's fun to talk about. Here we go. Round number 4. Donny Lalonde trying to get back in this fight. Seems that he has cleared his head. Durelle in control. Durelle gets on the inside. Bangs 2 thudding hooks to the body. And then a left uppercut, right chopping right hand. Lalonde buckles at ring center. Durelle seems to have got his wind back. Listening to Tommy Gallagher's instructions, pounds the body hard with hooks. Lalonde gasps for air. And there's the rough stuff from the Fighting Fisherman, Yvon Durelle. Referee, a lot of warnings in this fight. We're soon to see a point deduction. Durelle. Big right hand, left hook, another overhand right. Lalonde in trouble again. Durelle swinging wildly, not catching any fish there. Now Lalonde ties him up. Durelle working the free hands into the rib cage. of the Golden Boy, Donny Lalonde. Can Lalonde answer it? Lalonde throws, but he's not landing. They tie up and break. Lalonde misses again. Lalonde, very fearful of the Durelle power. Durelle trying to force Lalonde back into the ropes. Lalonde sidesteps him. Durelle, left right to the body. Left uppercut as he holds with the right hand through the guard, snapping the golden locks of the Golden Boy, Donny Lalonde. Durelle concentrating. 2 jabs to the body. Then comes with a crisp right hand square in the face of Donny Lalonde. Lalonde ties up. Referee breaks him. And there is the bell for round number 4. And another, it seems when Durelle gets on track, he is just simply able to overpower the Golden Boy, Donny Lalonde. The Durelle rounds have been very big wins. That could easily be another 10-8 round, though he did not hurt Lalonde as badly as he did in round number 1. We're coming up on the midway point here. I actually have it 2 rounds Durelle, 1 even, 1 Lalonde, but I gave a 10-8 round unofficially to Durelle in round 1, which gives Durelle an extra point. To the chat quickly. CH109R2K says the scorecards for the Morrison Tua fight 116, 119, 116, 119, and then even 116, 116. Greg Gorecki says, Archie Moore said Durelle was one of the hardest punchers he ever faced. If you have not seen the first Archie Moore, Yvon Durelle fight, it's on YouTube. It's absolutely fabulous. How Archie Moore survived, I don't know. I've never seen the second fight, but I think they fought again. I think Moore handled them easier the second time. Here we go. Round number 5, scheduled for 10, as we start off with our first bout of 5 here in Canada. Durelle, well, he's going to fight on the outside. That's interesting. Durelle in control. Durelle ties up Lalonde as he tries to get in punching range. Donny Lalonde met him. Donny still trying to clear his head, it seems. Durelle missing. Donny Lalonde looks to counter, and he does! Right hand, a hybrid left hook uppercut. Durelle blinking. He might have caught a thumb in the eye. Durelle swinging wildly and misses. Now they tie up. Lalonde trying to outmuscle the Fighting Fisherman. I don't know if he can do that. Lalonde looks to land on the inside, holding and chopping away with that right hand. It's a smothering attack by Donny Lalonde, but effective right now. Lalonde still in control, trying to force Durelle back. Durelle will not back up a step. Durelle will hook hard to the body with both hands. Fierce punching by the Fighting Fisherman. Now they tie up. Referee orders them to fight out. They do not. Referee breaks them. We have about a minute to go here in round number 5. Durelle missing. Durelle backing up a bit. Now sidesteps. Lalonde moves forward. Durelle wings wildly. He misses. Donny Lalonde comes back with a left to the body and a right hook to the jaw of Yvon Durelle. Again, it's a wild swing and miss by the Fighting Fisherman. This time, Lalonde cannot land. We have 30 seconds to go here in round 5. A close round, but a much better round for Donny Lalonde. The Golden Boy measures. Pause with the jab and booyah with a right uppercut followed by a slapping left hook and a right hand by Donny Lalonde. Durelle felt those punches. Final seconds coming up, and there's the bell. That was Donny Lalonde's best round in the bout. The Golden Boy will not go quietly. Kevin Rooney, much happier with Lalonde in the corner. Whitey Bimstein giving Lalonde some water. Now we go to the Durelle corner. Tommy Gallagher not happy with the Fighting Fisherman. He is not mincing words. We just can't say that kind of language on this broadcast, though we have used that language on the broadcast. This fight's very close, very close. Greg Gorecki says, regarding the Archie Moore, Yvon Durelle fight, I was born the night of the second fight, and that was not a classic. Okay, so I did read correctly there. I thought, so Archie Moore handled him easier the second time. Here we go, round number 6. Very close fight. Durelle, the rounds he has won big, 1 and 4. Donny Lalonde, to me, has eked out 3 and 5 with round 2 even. Durelle will try to get on the inside. Donny Lalonde in control. Donny avoids the Durelle assault. And now Donny is able to muscle Durelle into the corner. Can Lalonde take advantage of this? No, it's Durelle punching hard out of the corner. 2 hard hooks to the body and then a left uppercut. Nails Donny Lalonde. Did Durelle, the fisherman, set the trap, so to say? Donny Lalonde looking to load up. Booyah with the right hand! Durelle trapped in the corner. Lalonde measuring. Booyah with another right hand! Donny Lalonde opening up with tremendous shots on the fighting fisherman. Durelle ties up. Lalonde still in control. Lalonde measuring and lands another right hand, then a left to the body. Durelle looks to fight back, now holds on. Durelle in trouble in the corner. Durelle swings and misses. Lalonde pushes him back into the corner. Now they tie up. Both fighters working the free hand. The referee breaks them. And there's Durelle with some roughhouse tactics. Referee tells Durelle, keep it clean. Those blows could have been a bit low. Donny Lalonde lands there with a couple of crisp shots. Durelle's still in that corner. Now action moves back to ring center. Seconds left in a very good round for the golden boy, Donny Lalonde. And there's the bell. Donny Lalonde really coming on. He looked like he was all but out in round number 1, and if it was not for a very brave referee, the fight would have been stopped. Dwayne Mark's YouTube network has joined us. Please check out and subscribe to that wonderful channel. Coming up on round number 7. Round 7. Very good opening bout here between the fighting fisherman, Yvon Durelle, taking on the golden boy of Canada, Donny Lalonde, light heavyweights. Here we go, round number 7. Lalonde will try to keep Durelle off of him. Now it's Billy Goat to Billy Goat. Both men trying to get the advantage on the inside. Nothing there. Donny Lalonde will land on the inside. Short chopping punches. Lalonde not the best infighter. Needs a bit of space. Durelle ties him up. Again, more jostling and mauling and brawling on the inside by both pugilists. Donny Lalonde again just chopping right hands on the inside, sort of holding with that left, but letting go before the referee says anything. Mostly chopping right hands, and then a little bit of a left hook to the body, scoring for Donny Lalonde there. Durelle comes back and misses those shots on the inside. Lalonde looks to counter, and he does quite effectively. Lalonde just lets his hands go free, scoring well. What will Yvon Durelle do here? Durelle again missing. Donny Lalonde seems to be the stronger of the two at the moment, smothering Durelle's punches. Durelle not able to land cleanly. Now Donny Lalonde again trying to force Durelle back, but the fighting fishermen will have none of that. 50 seconds to go here in round 7. Another good round for Donny Lalonde. Now they tie up. More rough stuff on the inside. Referee breaks them. 40 seconds to go in round 7. More mauling and brawling. 30 seconds to go in round 7. Yvon Durelle is just not crisp with his punches. He is throwing, but he is not landing effectively. And as I say that, coming up to the bell, Yvon Durelle opens up with a good combination. Grazing punches, but a good combination. Those were scoring blows. And there's the bell for round 7. Well, another good round for Donny Lalonde. We have given Lalonde rounds 5, 6, and 7 after he took a horrific beating in round 4. Round 8 coming up. I have Lalonde ahead. I have Lalonde ahead by a point on my scorecard. Greg Gorecki says, Charlie Goldman was also one of the trainers of Yvon Durelle, but Pat Calavito was his primary trainer. CH109 R2K says, will you do Tyson and Bout? I was just thinking about that one. Riddick Bowe and Mike Tyson. I was thinking about that one. That would be a very interesting fight. I honestly think Riddick Bowe would beat him. I honestly do. Just how I seen how ineffective Mike Tyson was against Evander Holyfield on the inside, and Riddick Bowe was a hell of an inside fighter. That being said, Andrew Galata did kick Riddick Bowe's ass twice and lose on DQ. So, it'd be interesting. It would be a very interesting fight. Would have been fun to watch. Here we go. Round number 8. Lalonde on my scorecard is pulled ahead. He got a tongue lashing by Tommy Gallagher in the corner. Lalonde getting a much better reception in his corner from Kevin Rooney. Durelle gets inside. Lalonde ties him up. Referee forces the break. Durelle's going to land. Chopping punches. The right hand lands, then a left to the body and another chopping right hand by the fighting fisherman, Yvon Durelle. More mauling and brawling by Durelle on the inside. Action at ring center. Durelle works his hands free. Left, right to the body. Right uppercut, snapping the head of the golden boy, Donny Lalonde. Is this going to be one of those big rounds for Yvon Durelle? And so far it is. Overhand right. Nails Donny Lalonde. A lunging left hook right into the face of Lalonde. Durelle just punching and punching hard. Another right hand catching Lalonde. A left right to the body by the fighting fisherman. More roughhouse tactics. He put a shoulder and a head into Lalonde, and the referee says keep it clean. This is a very lenient referee. About a minute 20 to go here. In round 8, it's been all fighting fishermen. Another warning. Kevin Rooney from the Lalonde corner screaming at the referee to take a point. Donny Lalonde looks all but out. And then booyah with a big right hand. Donny Lalonde catching. Yvon Durelle coming in. Durelle staggers back to the ropes. Donny Lalonde trying to open up on him. Hooks to the body and up to the head. Donny trying to land the big right hand again. Opening up. Pawing with the jab. Another right hand. Lalonde has Durelle pinned on the ropes. The fighting fisherman is in trouble. And Donny Lalonde is going for it. A right left. And now a right uppercut. Lalonde pounding away. What a turn of events here in round number 8. Early on, it was Durelle, and now it's all Donny Lalonde. Final seconds coming up, and there is the bell as Lalonde misses badly. Durelle looks to counter, and he does with an uppercut. What a round of boxing. It looked like Durelle was going to take Lalonde out early, but then the golden boy, the right hand of the golden boy, Donny Lalonde, crushed the jaw of Yvon Durelle. Somehow he stood, but went back into the ropes, and then the golden boy went for it. Trying to stop Durelle, his nemesis in this fight and nemesis in old Canada. 2 Canadian light heavyweights giving it their all to start off this tremendous 5-bout card. This is bout number 1. We'll go to ringside in a moment. What a close, good fight. Joshua Hauser says hello from Vancouver. Hello, Joshua. On fight night or fight day in Canada. This has turned out to be quite a tussle. When I make my fight cards, it's fights I would have loved to have seen. Thus, you usually never see Floyd Mayweather Jr. on my channel. Though he was a great fighter, he had some really good fights at lightweight. Tiger Bob Sports, your excitement for the game is infectious. Thank you. Thank you. Gary Banks, how you doing? As he says, what around? How you doing across the pond, Gary? Will my voice hold up for 5 fights? I might have got a bit ambitious here, but I wanted to do these fights. Here we go. Round number 9. Very close. I have Lalonde by a point or even. Donny Lalonde is going to try to fight on the inside. I think Donny should go from the outside, to be honest with you. He was never a really good infighter. He hurt his left shoulder. I'm trying to remember back playing hockey or something. Here we go. Lalonde in control. Lalonde will not land those punches. He misses. Both fighters smother each other. Referee breaks them. And now Lalonde gets a bit of punching room. Chopping right hand. Left uppercut, right uppercut. Down goes Yvon Durelle. Lalonde goes to the neutral corner. The referee picks up the count at 4, 5, 6. Durelle will rise, take the mandatory 8 count. Durelle in trouble. Lalonde loading up, banging away. Down goes Durelle again. Down goes Durelle again. Referee picks up the count from the timekeeper at 4, 5. Durelle is up. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Lalonde trying to take out the fighting fisherman, throwing everything he has at Durelle. Lalonde missing now. He's got to be more measured. There he is. He lands again. Right hand left to the body. Another right hand. Durelle trying to smother him. They tie up. Referee breaks. We have about a minute to go here in round 9. A huge round for Donny Lalonde. Again, Durelle ties up the golden boy, Donny Lalonde. Durelle missing badly with those punches, just trying to survive. Now Durelle lands a right hand. Not much power on it. Lalonde pressing the attack. Durelle smothers himself. Durelle will bang the body hard. Durelle in all kinds of trouble here. Durelle misses. Lalonde looks to counter. He misses, coming up on the bell. And there is the bell. What a huge round for Donny Lalonde. Oh my Lord, the beating that Lalonde took in rounds 1 and 4, he gave it back tenfold to the fighting fisherman Yvon Durelle, dropping Durelle twice and nearly stopping him. We have 3 more minutes of boxing, and I believe Donny Lalonde has now taken this lead quite convincingly with those 2 knockdowns. Tommy Gallagher is telling Durelle you have to knock his ass out, and Durelle seems extremely motivated. There is bad blood between these 2 Canadians. There's no Canadian love between the fighting fisherman, a working class sort of guy, and the golden boy. Durelle says the golden boy is a made-up fighter. The Golden Eagle 99. How are you? So, Slugger. There we go. Golden Eagle 99. Armstrong versus Mayweather. Good fight. Good fight there. I like that one. Greg Gorecki says, I gave Durelle a 10-7 round in round 1 without a knockdown. Interesting. I gave him a 10-8. It was quite a beating, and that's controversy there because many people thought the fight should have been stopped, but look what's gone on. Here we go. They touch gloves, and Durelle biting at the chomp to get at Donny Lalonde. Durelle lands a right hand and a left. He's aiming everything for the head. Durelle headhunting. Left, right, left. Hooks landing on Donny Lalonde. Lalonde ties up Durelle. Durelle is unleashing like a mad fisherman, banging the body and up to the head. Lalonde not punching. Did Donny punch himself out? It's all Yvon Durelle here in round 10. Lalonde taking a beating at ring center. Durelle trying to find that knockout punch. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. We have a cut over the left eye of Donny Lalonde. It's all Yvon Durelle. What a turn of tides. What a fight. Lalonde tried to hold on, but Durelle will not have any of it, banging the body and up to the head. Now Lalonde looks to throw, but he misses badly. Lalonde ties up with a minute to go. Referee breaks them. Durelle desperately trying to get in with that knockout punch, but it's all octopus arms from Donny Lalonde. Boy, how the tide has changed from one round to the other. Or as sands of the hourglass, days of our lives. I butchered that, but it's kind of funny. Donny Lalonde trying to do something here. Durelle ties him up on the inside now. Final seconds coming up, and there's the bell! Yvon Durelle gave it his all. Donny Lalonde did not land one clean punch in round 10. It's going to be a close decision, in my opinion, for Donny Lalonde, the golden boy, who will get his, I think, his first win in our universe. What a fight! As Greg Gorecki said, Larry Hazard would have stopped it in the first round. You're probably right. Here we go. As they get the judges' scorecards, let's see what the tally will be. Let's see what the tally will be. One bottle of water down. Next bottle of water up. All right, here's the decision. How did you see it at ringside? I have Lalonde by a point. Greg Gorecki has Lalonde by a point. 93-92. Here we go. 96-92. 97-92. 97-91 for the golden boy, Donny Lalonde. Wow, that's some really shitty scoring. Wow. Let's take a look at that. Billy Page scored at Lalonde 96-92. Lou Magnolia scored Lalonde 97-92. Phil Edwards scores about 97-91. I don't know. I can see possibly the 96-92. And that's me trying really hard. But 97-92, definitely not 97-91. So those close rounds definitely went to Donny Lalonde. To me, they probably only gave Durelle, and we will look at the scorecards in a moment, and move on. Only his big rounds. So let's close that out. And let's save. Okay. As Greg Gorecki says, they went to the Juan Guerrera School of Judging. Yeah, most likely. Judges' scorecards. Wow. See, I gave Durelle a 10-8 round and won. (10-7, 10-7). Yeah, Durelle did not get a close round. Neither here nor there. I thought Lalonde won by a point. They had it by more, but they had the right pugilist winning, in my opinion. So that finishes that bout. And now we're going to go to bout number 2, which is 10 rounds, Earnie Shavers, John L. Sullivan, heavyweight title implications on the line, possibly. Go load fight, as I already loaded these fights. Here we go. Ernie Shavers, John L. Sullivan. Let's go here. Let's go back here. I like to put some more stuff up. I like to put the photos up. I actually have a fun time finding photos. So this is scheduled for 10 rounds. If this goes the distance, something is wrong. I made these fights not to go the distance, in my opinion. But that was a hell of a fight. That was a good first fight. That was a fun fight. When I do a fight card, I'm like, okay, we're in Canada. We're not going to lead with Ernie Shavers and John L. Sullivan, and we're not going to make it the co-main event. I'm making it the second fight. I'm going to lead with Donny, Lalonde, and Durelle. And it worked out well. I think it would rev up the crowd here at Olympic Stadium. And then we come with Shavers and Sullivan. That's going to be another wow factor. Then you go Gatti, Cuevas, Hearns, Hilton. Then the main event, obviously the heavyweight championship of the world. Foreman and Donovan Razor Ruddock. And I think I have more fun trying to figure out my fight card and how it would appeal to the fans at that location. If I'm doing it out of a country, and we're in Canada. Fictionally, hypothetically, we're in Canada right now, right? And that's how I make my fight cards. Who are my current champions in Title Bout 2? Pipino, Cuevas at welterweight, Tommy Hearns middleweight and junior middleweight. Foreman just beat Dempsey, Dempsey just beat Marciano. Marciano held it for a long time at heavyweight. An Argentinian, I think his last name's Coelho, at light heavyweight. He upsets Marvin Johnson, I believe. I'm trying to think. Alexis Arguello, featherweight and junior lightweight champion. And I'm forgetting a couple other... Evander Holyfield at cruiserweight. No one's beating him at cruiserweight, most likely. And then I'm doing a junior welterweight tournament to find the champion. I do that offline. And I'm almost to my Sweet 16. I took every boxer in the file. So, thank you for asking the question, Gary. All right, here we go. Shavers and John L. Sullivan. Ernie Shavers, 3-1. His one loss was to Rocky Marciano. John L. Sullivan, 6-3-1. We have John L. Sullivan. He goes on a traveling tour fighting heavyweights in their backyard. That's a lot of fun. I do it offline. Legend Sports Universe, how you doing? As he says, good afternoon, Al in the chat. Please check out and subscribe to that channel. Missed a heck of a fight between Donny Lalonde and Yvon Durelle. Lalonde won a decision. So you have Shavers, the Dark Destroyer, versus John L. Sullivan, the Boston Strong Boy. 10 rounds of violence or less coming up. Shavers out of the blue corner. The Boston Strong Boy out of the red. Richie Giacchetti, the trainer for Ernie Shavers. The cut man, Aaron Snowell. In the blue corner, in the red corner for John L. Sullivan, it's all Irish. Gil Clancy and Tommy Gallagher. Clancy, the trainer, can also help out on cuts. And Gallagher, the cut man. Gallagher was just in the corner of Yvon Durelle as the trainer. Here we go. Final instructions given by the referee, Kenny Bayless. Your scoring judges, Stephen Blay. I have no clue how to pronounce the second judge's name. Wildimierz Kromka and Julie Letterman. They touch gloves. We await the bell for what should be a slugfest extraordinaire. Here's the bell for round number 1. Shavers, Sullivan. Sullivan to fight on the inside. He's in control. Sullivan trying to force Shavers back. They're mauling and brawling at ring center. More holding and hitting by both. And now Ernie Shavers throws, misses. Sullivan wings a haymaker and he misses. Oohs and ahs from the crowd. Big punches by both heavyweights. Nothing landing so far. Shavers trying to force Sullivan's back, but they don't call him the Boston Strong Boy for nothing. Shavers misses again as Sullivan smothers him. Shavers warned for holding and hitting by Kenny Bayless. Now Shavers muscles Sullivan back into the corner. Can he take advantage of this? Shavers pounds to the body and lands a right uppercut through the guard of John L. Sullivan. Sullivan doesn't have much of a defensive guard. Shavers has Sullivan in the corner. Booming right hand on the jaw of John L. Sullivan, followed by left to the body and another right hand to the jaw of Sullivan. Sullivan smirks at Shavers. Now they tie up. Referee breaks them. Here's Sullivan Feints a jab. Boom! With the right hand on the jaw of Ernie Shavers. Shavers tumbles back towards ring center. Here comes the Boston Strong Boy. Trying to muscle Shavers back. Sullivan unable to muscle him back, and here's Shavers landing to the body and a left uppercut to the head of John L. They tie up. Referee breaks them. Bombs are being thrown here in round number 1. There's the bell. Holy cow. Shavers fought much better for the majority of the round, but then, just like that, booyah! The overhand right of the Boston Strong Boy, John L. Sullivan, rocked the world of Ernie Shavers, and Sullivan goes back to his corner smirking, telling Gil Clancy, is that all he's got? Round 2 coming up. Scheduled for 10. Shavers will try to muscle up on Sullivan on the inside. Sullivan in control. Sullivan loves this. You come at him. Boom with a right hand. Sullivan puts his left glove on the neck of Ernie Shavers and boom with another right hand. Sullivan can punch. Shavers ties him up. Sullivan works his way free. Shavers throws and misses Sullivan on the counter. He misses. Sullivan just throwing haymaker right hand after haymaker right hand. Ernie Shavers doesn't know what to make of it. Ties up Sullivan. Sullivan and Shavers both working the free hands. Referee says fight out of it. Now they do. Sullivan throws a right and a left but misses. Shavers dips and dives. Ernie comes back out of that crouch. Overhand right. Then a left hook clips John L. Big punches. And my God, the crowd, as I was stating earlier, just oohs and ahs with every punch thrown. Murderous intentions by both pugilists. Shavers still in control. Shavers misses as Sullivan ties him up on the inside. Shavers works his hands free, lands a right hand and a left. The right hand to the jaw of John L. Sullivan, the left into the rib cage of the Boston Strong Boy. Shavers again, the same combination. Right to the jaw, left to the body. Left hook to the head, missed Sullivan. Sullivan looks to come back. Doesn't throw any punches. Sullivan trying to muscle up on Shavers. Toe-to-toe warfare, ring center. Shavers ties him up. Referee breaks them. 20 seconds ago here. Shavers will land. There's a right hand and a left hook and another right hand. Sullivan blinks, no blood. Sullivan at the bell, misses. Wow. Very good round for Ernie Shavers. Sullivan, when he lands hard. He's just not landing enough. Again, Sullivan going back to his corner. But before he does, he looks at Shavers and says, is that all you have? CH109R2K says, I've got John L. Sullivan in this fight. All right. Here we go. Round number 3. Scheduled for 10. 2 leading heavyweights in my universe. Shavers and Sullivan. Title implications. Could the winner get the winner of Ruddock and Foreman, the main event for the heavyweight championship? Foreman defending his title against the Canadian, Razor Ruddock. Round 3, scheduled for 10. Sullivan looks to get on the inside, unable to get there successfully. Shavers unable to land. They smother one another. Referee breaks them. Shavers lands to the body with a good combination. Shavers still in control. He misses. Sullivan looking to loop that right hand in, but he cannot land. Again, they stay in tight. Shavers hooks to the body. Not landing well to the head at the moment for Ernie Shavers. As I say that, Shavers, right hand, left uppercut, and then a right uppercut. Sullivan being pounded on at ring center. Will he retaliate? It's all Ernie Shavers. Shavers hooks hard to the body, comes up to the head with the left hook. Shavers pounding away at John L. John L. not answering. He is eating blow after blow. Shavers measuring. Boom with a right hand, left hook to the body. Huge round for Ernie Shavers. Still punching away. Left hook to the body, right hook to the head, left hook to the body. It's all Ernie Shavers, and now Sullivan ties up. We have about a minute to go here in round 3. I don't think Sullivan's whispering sweet nothings into the Dark Destroyer's hair, Ernie Shavers' ear, excuse me. And now Shavers warned for holding and hitting by Kenny Bayless. John L. misses. Shavers misses. Again, oohs and ahs from the crowd. Every time Sullivan decides to throw their haymakers, Sullivan was said to be able to knock out a horse. Shaver, oh, another warning to Ernie Shavers. Kenny Bayless not liking the roughhouse tactics by Shavers. Sullivan says, let him bring it. Shavers still in control, and Shavers landing well at the bell. Hooking to the body. A huge round for Ernie Shavers. Sullivan has not hit double digits in punches landed yet, and he did not land a single scoring blow in round 3. Richie Giacchetti has done a great job motivating Ernie Shavers, saying, knock the crap out of this guy and let's go eat. We want our shot at George Foreman or Razor Ruddock. We don't give a care. So Richie Giacchetti motivates quite well Ernie Shavers. Now Shavers is boxing a little more. That's how we had him set up, because they gave him either boxer or slugger. I don't really, I mean, he could box. And it doesn't mean if you're a boxer you can't bang. So he's going to have, this is going to be really hard for John L. Sullivan, who has trouble landing anyway. I mean, when he lands with power. But this is really going to help Shavers even more. Here we go, round number 4. Sullivan will try to get on the inside against Ernie Shavers. Sullivan in control. Sullivan lands. Now he's opening up. He's trying to land thudding punches on Shavers. He landed well there. Appalling jabs, and then he comes with the right hand over and over again. Sullivan still in control. He missed there. Shavers trying to keep him at bay. Ernie behind the jab, but not throwing punches. Now they tie up. Now move away. Shavers forcing Sullivan back into the ropes. Action now moves around. And then opposite corner now. So Sullivan, I think, is laying a trap here to try to make Ernie come forward. And he does! Right hand, left uppercut, and another booming right hand. Knocks Shavers back to ring center. Sullivan opening up like a madman. Just winging and winging and winging. Down goes Shavers! The Boston Strong Boy sends Ernie Shavers to the canvas. He goes to the neutral corner. Referee picks up the count. 6, 7, 8. Shavers groggily gets up. Sullivan smells blood. Sullivan going after Shavers. Sullivan banging away. Shavers desperately trying to hold on. Sullivan trying to knock Shavers' bald head off his shoulders. Sullivan not landing, but this is John L. Sullivan. And again he throws hard, banging away. What is keeping Shavers up? An uppercut nearly beheaded Ernie Shavers. Sullivan misses with a haymaker left and right. Again, haymakers gone wild. Sullivan misses. Now they tie up. Holy cow. That's why they call him the Boston Strong Boy. 30 seconds left. Sullivan still trying to load up. Action at ring center now. Sullivan unable to land. We're coming up on the bell. And there is the bell. Sullivan hits on the break. Oh, a point deduction! A point deduction as Sullivan hit on the break. Shavers' knee touched the canvas. We have a brouhaha between Richie Giacchetti, Gil Clancy. Holy cow! A huge round for John L. Sullivan has just been nullified by the hit on the break. Shavers' knee touched the canvas. That will not be a knockdown. Instead, it is a point deduction to John L. Sullivan, and Sullivan is declaring bullshit. Wow, that is huge. But I don't think Sullivan wants to win by decision anyway. Coming up on round 5, Shavers took a beating in that round. That was definitely the best round of the fight for John L. Sullivan. Now it's Tommy Gallagher screaming at Richie Giacchetti. Giacchetti in the corner of Ernie Shavers. Shavers looks out of it. Shavers looks out of it. Round 5. Can Sullivan take advantage? Here we go. Sullivan coming out, not landing though. Now they tie up. Referee breaks him. Ernie still trying to clear his head. Sullivan right hand, left uppercut. Boom with another right hand. Shavers is down. Shavers is down. Sullivan goes to the neutral corner. Shavers struggling to get up. 7, 8. He beats the count. Bayless comes over, wipes the gloves. Asks Shavers if he wants to continue. He nods yes. Sullivan is in murder mode. Throwing wildly, missing. Shavers counters. And nails Sullivan. Blood spewing from the right eye of Sullivan. It is all over. Sullivan backs to ring center. Shavers looks to throw. Unbelievable. Shavers bombing away now. They tie up. A lot of blood. Oh, that's a horrific cut over the eye. I believe it's a right eye of John L. Sullivan. Blood smeared all over the shoulder of Ernie Shavers. They tie up once again. Both fighters trying to catch their breath. We have about a minute to go here in round 5. More jostling at ring center. Shavers misses. Those punches, Sullivan just trying to stay in tight. That's a lot of blood. Sullivan having difficulty seeing. Shavers again ties him up. Referee breaks him. Kenny Bayless's fight. Kenny Bayless admonishes both fighters for holding and hitting. Shavers will land here. Chopping right hand, left uppercut. Oh, the blood went spewing on that left uppercut. That is a very bad cut on John L. Sullivan. More right hands by Shaver. Left to the body. Shavers trying to load up. Right hand, left hook to the jaw of John L. Sullivan, who still stands miraculously. Shavers measuring. Here's the bell. And then he opens up with a 3-punch salvo. Jab, right hand, left hook. So Shavers was rocked, and as Sullivan was coming in to finish him off, Shavers nailed him with a combination of hard, thudding punches, busting open a horrific cut near the eye of John L. Sullivan, and that clearly affected him for the rest of the round. This is a slugfest here at Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Canada. Round 6 coming up. Tommy Gallagher has done a good job. It was the left eye, excuse me. I think I said the right eye. It's a bad cut above the left eye. Good job by Tommy Gallagher reducing that blood flow, but it's urgency time for John L. Sullivan now. Here we go, round number 6. Sullivan coming out like a madman. Sullivan will land. Right hand, grazing left hybrid uppercut hook by John L. Shavers comes right back with a right hand of his own and a left to the body. Shavers throws a right hand, misses. Sullivan looks to counter. Booming overhand right, left uppercut, right hand. Shavers buckles. Shavers tit for tat. He bangs away with both hands. Toe-to-toe slugfest warfare, ring center here in Canada at Olympic Stadium. Now, Shavers trying to muscle up. Sullivan muscling up on Shavers. Action at ring center. Sullivan loading up. Feints the jab. Right hand, left hook. Booyah with another right hand. Shavers down again. Sullivan, a bloody Sullivan, goes to the neutral corner. Referee Bayless picks up the count at 3. Shavers rises at 4. Will take the mandatory 8 count. What a bloody slugfest we have here. Sullivan looking for the kill, throwing with all abandon, missing, and now Sullivan, booyah with another right hand. Down goes Shavers. Seconds left in this round. Can Shavers beat the count? There's no saving by the bell. 7, 8. Shavers gets up. They haven't signaled the bell yet. what's happening? That is it! That is it! Controversy! Controversy! The bell never rang! Sullivan continued to punch away, and Bayless had no choice but to stop the fight. John L. Sullivan in round 6, a bloody Boston Strong Boy, TKOs Ernie Shavers, Richie Giacchetti, screaming that the round went long. Well, that's boxing for you, friends. Holy cow, John L. Sullivan has just probably signed a date with destiny for the winner of the heavyweight championship bout tonight. Who doesn't want to see that now? Wow, what a Pier 6 brawl. The Sullivan right hand cracks the acorn known as Ernie Shavers. Holy cow. Controversy there. The bell did not ring. And Sullivan just kept punching away. Kenny Bayless had no choice but to stop the fight. Will there be a rematch? I think not, says John L. I just kicked the shit out of him. I want the winner of Foreman or Ruddock or both of them at the same time, the bloody Boston Strong Boy says. As Greg Gurecki says, not the first time a round ran too long. What a fight. Let's go to the scorecards. Very close fight. Very close fight. 47-46 Sullivan, 46-46 on the other two scorecards. Wow. Sullivan's power wins the day. As Ernie Shavers, a bit more chinny, proves the downfall for the Black Destroyer, Shavers. Let's go fight log. How many knockdowns did he score? 4? Sullivan scored 5 knockdowns. Holy cow. What a fight. As Greg Gurecki says, be careful what you wish for, John L. Wow. We've had 2 really fun fights. Now we move to our first championship fight. Pipino Cuevas and Arturo Gatti. So let's load that up. And I load these fights up beforehand. Pipino Cuevas and Arturo Gatti. Let's bring this back up. What a fight. Before we move on, what a fight. As Greg Gurecki says, Ernie was always vulnerable to big punchers. Yeah, Jerry Quarry knocked him out. Ron Lyle beat him too, right? I mean, Shavers' biggest win, just going off the top of my head, is when he destroyed Kenny Norton, correct? He destroyed Kenny Norton. I'm trying to think who his other big wins were. He lost to Quarry. Lost to Ron Lyle, who Quarry beat Shavers and Lyle. That's why you cannot rank Ron Lyle or Ernie Shavers better than Jerry Quarry. That's just my opinion. The guy beat both of them. Some games have Quarry ranked right. Other games do not have Jerry Quarry ranked correctly. I still have fun with them all, though. Yeah, Ernie Shavers' biggest win was Kenny Norton. He knocked him out, was it round 2? Greg Gurecki says Norton was an old man by then. Norton also had trouble with big punchers. So, and again, Shavers could punch. I'm not saying he wasn't, because he gave fighters, he gave Ali hell. He gave Holmes hell. Holmes beat him twice, though. Second time stopped him. I just watched the first fight yesterday again. What a fight. That was on ABC Sports, I believe. Yeah, I think it was Cosell. Yeah, it definitely was Cosell, I remember, as I listened to it yesterday. All right, Pipino, Cuevas, Arturo, Gatti. Cuevas coming off his destruction of Manny Pacquiao on our last fight card. So let's go back to this. And then following that, you have Hearns, Hilton, then the main event, Foreman and Ruddock. What a fun fight card so far. Let's close that out. Why is that doing that? I don't know if that's going to mess me up here. Okay. All right. For some reason, that table's up. We'll try to get rid of that. Our first championship fight, scheduled for 15, welterweight championship of the world, Pipino Cuevas, the hooking Mexican, against the hard-punching Canadian Arturo Gatti, Thunder. And let's see if we can close that out. I'm not liking this. I'm sensing the game is going to go do something weird. So let's just move that away. I don't know why that table did not go down. I'm sensing the game is going to foobar now. Let's put this over here. All right, this is scheduled for 15 rounds. Cuevas is 4-2. He's the champion. Gatti is 1-1 at welterweight. He's fought at different weight classes also. Cuevas out of the blue corner. Gatti out of the red corner. As Greg Gorecki says, Shaver's biggest wins were against Jimmy Ellis and Jimmy Young. I'm going to have to check those out. Thank you for sharing that information. In the Cuevas corner, the trainer is Abel Sanchez, cutman Joe Sousa. Arturo Gatti corner, Enzo Calzaghe, cutman Al Silvani. Your referee for this bout, Jay Nady. Your scoring judges, Sean Curtin, Gene Lapointe, Don Marks. This will be a pro-Gatti crowd for sure. Pipino Cuevas, the defending champion from Mexico. Arturo Gatti from Canada. They get their instructions. They touch gloves. Here's the bell for round number 1. Cuevas going right at Gatti. Gatti. 2 jabs and a right uppercut, excuse me. Gatti in control, and Gotti's going to land again. Gatti hooks with the left hook to the body and up to the head. Gatti throwing hard. Gatti nailing Cuevas on the inside. Short punches catching Cuevas. Gatti scoring well with both hands. Gatti still in control. Cuevas trying to move in tight. Gatti sidesteps him. Now they're toe-to-toe at ring center. And here's Arturo. Arturo banging away with quick, hard combination of the body and up to the head. Always trying to land that devastating left hook. A huge start here for Arturo Gatti. More jostling on the inside. Cuevas now ties up. We have about 1:30 to go here in round number 1. Pipino Cuevas bangs the body hard with those Mexican left hooks. Oh, Cuevas is a dirty fighter. Now I think we're going to be okay. Ooh, worked out. Warning to Cuevas. Cuevas still in control, and Cuevas will land his big hooks. Right hook, left hook, another left hook, another left hook. Down goes Thunder Gatti. The Thunder goes down from the Mexican left hook of Pipino Cuevas. Gatti is up at 4, but he is groggy. Cuevas looking for an early night here in Canada. Cuevas opening up, pounding away at Gatti. Gatti trying to hold on at ring center. Cuevas again with left hooks and right hands and another left hook. Down goes Gatti again. Cuevas' power is too much right now for Arturo Gatti. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, Gatti just beats the count. Jay Nady will let it go on. Cuevas unloading lethal hooks after lethal hooks. At the bell, there's an uppercut, another right hand, and a left hook. Arturo Gatti is all but out. They quickly come out and grab him, Enzo Calzaghe and Al Silvani, to get Gatti back to the corner. Oh my Lord, Cuevas looking for another quick night. He destroyed Pacquiao. He destroyed Benitez to win the title. That was offline. That was totally shocking to me. Greg Gurecki gives Cuevas a 10-7 round. Will Gatti be able to survive this? There is no finer closer in his heyday than Pipino Cuevas. He is a wrecking Ralph. That's for sure. Here we go, round number 2. Gatti will try to fight on the outside. Cuevas in control. Cuevas forcing Gatti to the ropes. Cuevas landing. Again, those educated Mexican left hooks into the liver, into the rib cage of Arturo Gatti. A right hand on the jaw of Gatti. Gatti trying to fight off the ropes. Gatti ties up. Cuevas puts his shoulder to him. Gatti again looks to land, and he does. Gatti trying to come back with his own left hooks, but they're not as effective as Pipino Cuevas. Cuevas misses his punches. Gatti ties him up. Cuevas still in control. Cuevas misses again. Gatti looks to counter, and Gatti does! With a right hand and a left uppercut. Gatti waving Cuevas on. Cuevas bangs the body hard with those Mexican hooks. Oh, that left hook into the ribs really hurt Gatti. Action now moves opposite corner as they mauled and brawled along the ropes. Cuevas still in control. Gatti ties him up. Referee breaks them. Cuevas unable to land. Referee moves the action back towards ring center, but Gatti moves back to the ropes. Cuevas measuring. Gatti throws and misses. Try to hit him with a big uppercut there. Now action moves back to ring center. 20 seconds left here in round number 2. Gatti trying to just get through this round and clear his head. Both fighters tie up at ring center. We're coming to the bell, and there's the bell. Well, I give that round to Pipino Cuevas. Gatti did what he had to do, survive it. Round 3 coming up. This is our first title fight in our 5-fight card from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. The first 2 fights were brouhahas, to say the least, and we had some controversy in the second fight. Here we go, round number 3. Cuevas to fight on the inside. That's not shocking. He's in control. Cuevas does not land. Gatti trying to keep him away with that jab. Cuevas dips, comes up. Right hand, left hook to the jaw of Arturo Gatti. Gatti felt those blows. Cuevas loading up again. Right hand, left to the body this time. It's all Pipino Cuevas. Now Gatti ties him up. We have about 2 minutes to go here in round number 3. Another fast start for Pipino Cuevas. Cuevas charges in. Left to the body. Left uppercut to the jaw of Pipino Cuevas, and he buckles. Gatti misses his follow-up punches, though. Cuevas looks to counter, and he misses. It's a slugfest here in Montreal, Canada, at the Stadium Olympique. Gatti's going to land. Both hands to the body. Cuevas smothers himself. Referee Nady says stop holding to both pugilists. Cuevas again ties him up. A lot of rough stuff on the inside. Cuevas definitely the fresher of the two. Gatti missing his punches. Cuevas looks to counter. Boom! With a left hook on the jaw of Arturo Gatti, and he is down again. Final seconds coming up in the round. Gatti is up at 4. He'll take the mandatory 8. Cuevas with only seconds left to try to finish off Gatti. Cuevas banging away with hooks. And at the bell, Gatti survives. Enzo Calzaghe really doing a good job trying to motivate Arturo Gatti. Will that help? I don't know. Let's see what goes on here in round 4. It's been a dominant fight for Pipino Cuevas. Greg Gorecki says, I must have been at these fights since I was there on June 20th when Duran defeated Leonard. Oh, that had to be so cool. All right, here we go. Round number 4. Cuevas well ahead here. Gatti has had a few moments. Cuevas now on the outside. Cuevas lands. A jab and a right uppercut catch Arturo Gatti, trying to move into punching range. Both men are on the outside. Cuevas circles, now forcing Gatti back. Gatti trying to stay low. Gatti trying to come out of that crouch, and he does! A quick combination by Arturo Gatti, but Cuevas does not move. Now they tie up. Referee breaks them. More clinching in that corner. Cuevas looks to bang the body hard. Now comes up to the head. He is just opening up with both hands. There's a big, horrific cut over the left eye of Arturo Gatti. Cuevas looking to end it here. Cuevas pounding away. A bloody Arturo Gatti trying to survive in the corner. Now they tie up. Referee breaks them. Gatti still in the corner. Cuevas misses. Gatti counters. He lands with a double left hook. One to the body, one to the jaw, but Cuevas does not step back. Cuevas pounds away. Cuevas landing hard. Gatti buckles again. It was the right hand that buckled Arturo this time. Cuevas bangs the body, and there's a left uppercut. Gatti in all kinds of trouble. 30 seconds to go. The referee admonishes a bloody Arturo Gatti for holding and hitting. Gatti fighting hard with both hands, landing, but Cuevas standing right there. And there's the bell. Another huge round for Pipino Cuevas. And now, if it isn't bad enough that Gatti has to deal with the absolutely bone-crushing power of Pipino Cuevas, he has to deal with a very bad cut above the left eye. Quickly going to work on that is his cut man, Al Silvani. Greg Gorecki says, bad memory for me since Cleveland Denny, who defended his title earlier in the evening, died as a result of his loss to Gaetan Hart. Oh, that's not good. I did not know that. Yes, Enzo was Joe Calzaghe's father and trainer, so I gave him to Arturo Gatti. Self-taught trainer, too. He was a musician, Enzo. Married a Welsh woman. That's why, and they had a child in Wales called Joe Calzaghe, Hall of Fame boxer. Here we go, round number 5. Silvani has done a great job on handling that cut, reducing that. So, little slight delay as they wipe up water in both corners. Pipino Cuevas has dropped Gatti 3 times. Here we go, round 5. Cuevas in control. Cuevas loading up. Left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand. Gatti buckles. Cuevas looking to land another big blow. Right hand, left hook. Gatti in all kinds of trouble. Cuevas just pounding away. Nady looking on. Gatti's got to do something here. Swinging wildly. He misses. Cuevas misses the counter. Cuevas moving in for the kill. Cuevas hooks hard to the body and up to the head. Jay Nady looking on, quite concerned. Cuevas misses. Now it's Gatti countering with a left uppercut, a right hand, and another left by Arturo Gatti. Cuevas undeterred. Cuevas measuring, he misses. Gatti in all kinds of trouble. Gatti trying to move around on gimpy legs. Arturo lands, tripling up on the left hook. 2 to the body and 1 to the jaw. But it's been all Pipino Cuevas here in round 5. There is the bell. What is keeping Arturo Gatti up? They have to think about stopping this fight in the corner, in my opinion. CH109 R2K Fury versus Joshua is a fight I'm looking forward to. Joshua will win. Well, if Fury's on right, and if age hasn't caught up to him, which I think it has, I think Fury knocks the shit out of Joshua. That's just my opinion. Again, that's if age has not caught up with Fury. I wish he wouldn't fight anymore. He was one of my favorite fighters to watch in recent days. I think Fury, when he's right, he can box. He can hit with power. Fury is susceptible to knockdowns. Joshua is a very mechanical fighter. Fury is more natural. Again, just my opinion. So, here we go. Round number 6. Round number 6. All Pipino Cuevas. Defending his welterweight title. Gatti's going to try to muscle up on the inside and land something big. And Arturo's able to land. Jabs his way in, lands a right to the body, a grazing left to the head of Pipino Cuevas. Those Gatti shots were missed. Cuevas was able to smother them. Gatti lands effectively on the inside. Again, tripling up on that left hook. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. That's Gatti's big punch, that left hook. It's also Cuevas' big punch. Cuevas misses. Gatti with a countering opportunity. He misses a haymaker right hand. Best round of the fight so far for Gatti. Couldn't land there. Those punches were ineffective. Gatti will land well. Again, he triples up on that left hook. This time 1 to the ribs, 2 to the head of Pipino Cuevas. Cuevas absorbing those blows. Cuevas missing. Gatti looks to counter. Gatti lands again with a quick combination of hooks, followed by a right hand. Definitely the best round of the fight for the Canadian Arturo Gatti. Gatti in control now. They tie up. Referee Nady breaks them about a minute to go here in round 6. Gatti misses. Pipino Cuevas looks to counter. And he lands a left to the body and up to the jaw of Arturo Gatti. More clinching. 50 seconds to go here in round number 6. Gatti will land with good power there. Left to the body, another left and a right uppercut snaps the Mexican's head. Cuevas looks to come back, and he does! Cuevas opens up, both hands to the body. Wide hooks, they landed, then he brought him to the head. Gatti waves Cuevas on. They're Billy Goat to Billy Goat now at ring center, and there's the bell. That's the first round I give to Arturo Thunder Gatti. Is it a little too late? We shall see. CH109 R2K says Gatti needs a lucky shot. I agree there. Gotti's got to land something big because Pipino Cuevas is a bit chinny. So is Gatti. Not so much for knockouts, but for knockdowns. You can see the knockdowns of 4. And then the second result is a 1. Here we go, round number 7, scheduled for 15, welterweight championship of the world. Pipino Cuevas coming out towards Arturo Gatti. Gatti in control. Gatti catches him coming in. Quick combination by the Canadian Arturo Gatti. A jab, a left right to the body, and then a left uppercut, scoring against the raging Pipino Cuevas. Now Gatti using a little of his foot movement, staying away from Cuevas, trying to box a bit. Maybe he should have done that from the beginning. Cuevas moves in, and holding and hitting for Pipino Cuevas. He's quite a dirty fighter. Nady warns him for that. Pipino lands well with hooks to the body. Again, his hooks are wide, but much quicker than people think. Gatti feels each and every one of those blows. But Arturo Gatti, couple of jabs, no right hand. The right hand did not land. Gatti trying to keep his distance. Cuevas gets past the jab and hooks solid to the body again with wide hooks. The shot when he brought it up to the head, the left hook was parried away by Gatti. Cuevas jabs his way in, feints, right uppercut, left hook on the jaw of Gatti. Cuevas measuring. Pawing jab and a right hand catch Arturo Gatti. 40 seconds to go. Gatti on his horse. Gatti now trapped on the ropes. Spins Cuevas. It's Cuevas on the ropes. And it's Gatti landing with hooks to the head. Big shots. Cuevas seems stunned. Cuevas ties up. We're coming to the bell. And there's the bell to end round number 7. Oh boy, Gatti nearly pulled off a miracle there. Those are the best left hooks he has thrown in this bout. Cuevas buckled but did not go down. 2 good rounds in a row, in my opinion, for Gatti, even though Cuevas landed his fair share of punishing punches. Round 8 coming up. Enzo Calzaghe wants Gatti to box a bit more. Gatti was much more effective doing that. Again, it's not beautiful boxing, but it was effective boxing. Cuevas, he just comes on seek and destroy. Yeah, Gatti probably still be alive if he moved back to Montreal as opposed to living in Brazil and most likely being murdered. I agree with you, Greg. Here we go. Round number 8. Both fighters circling each other at ring center. Gatti, can he do something here? Pipino Cuevas lands first, though. Cuevas, with a left hook to the body and a right uppercut, snaps the head of Arturo Gatti. Cuevas on the ropes, waving Gatti forward. And Gatti lands. Gatti opens up with savage punches to the body, lefts and rights, trying to break the ribs of Pipino Cuevas. Gatti looking to load up on the left hook. Here it is! Boom! Bam! Boom! Gatti just throwing everything he has. Last punch was a right hand. Cuevas still on the ropes. Cuevas looks in trouble, but you always have to watch out for that Cuevas power. Now, Pipino ties up Arturo Gatti. And another warning for holding and hitting by Pipino Cuevas. That punch might have been a little low there. Gatti in control. Gatti measuring. Gatti 2 jabs and a right hand and a left hook, catching Pipino Cuevas on the ropes. Abel Sanchez doesn't know why Pipino is on those ropes. Gatti just pounding away. He is going for it. Left uppercut gets through, followed by a chopping right hand. Cuevas lands a left hook to the body. Now to the jaw of Arturo Gatti. Gatti takes a step back but moves forward. And Pipino catches him with a right-left combination. Gatti's knees buckle. Gatti moves back to ring center. Cuevas pursues his prey. Cuevas loads up. Cuevas hooking like a madman. And Gatti somehow stands up. Gatti is in all kinds of trouble with 30 seconds to go here in round number 8. Gatti throws a Hail Mary. Right hand, left hook. And he buckles the knees of Pipino Cuevas. Seconds left here in round 8. The crowd can't believe this action as Cuevas bangs away with a combination. What a round. What a round. There is no quit in Arturo Thunder Gatti, and he was bringing the thunder, though Pipino was bringing the lightning. Round 9 coming up. Did Gatti use both barrels of the shotgun there? Is he done? Was that the charge of the Light Brigade? The last hurrah for Arturo Thunder Gatti? Here we go. Round number 9. Pipino Cuevas trying to take Gatti out. Gatti unable to land. Cuevas counters. Cuevas lands with a right hand and a left to the body on the counter punching. Cuevas now moving forward. Cuevas trying to get inside the Gatti jab. Gatti not moving much now. Cuevas left hook to the body, right uppercut. Lands on Arturo Gatti. Gatti not doing much of anything. Cuevas forcing Gatti back into the corner. That's not where Arturo wants to be. Arturo tries to get out of the corner, and he does. Arturo's legs don't seem to be there. Cuevas misses badly. Gatti with a counter opportunity. He missed a overhand right. Cuevas lands quite well there with a lead right hand and a left into the ribs of Arturo Gatti. Gatti winces from that punch to the Labanza. Now both fighters tie up. Referee Jay Nady having trouble breaking both pugilists. A minute to go here in round 9, scheduled for 15. Welterweight Championship of the World from Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Canada. More clinching by both pugilists. Cuevas, short punches on the inside, hurting Gatti to the body, then up to the head. Gatti misses. Cuevas dips, comes up, and he misses. Gatti misses again. Seconds left here in round number 9. There's the bell. An excellent round for Pipino Cuevas. Could Gatti be done? Gary Banks says Gatti was a tough fighter. Yes, he was. Gatti fights were must-see TV. Whether he won or lost, they were entertaining. Greg Gorecki said he spoke to Gatti at a fight card in Montreal about a year prior to his death. Round 10 coming up. Who would have thunk it would go this long? Cuevas has dropped Gatti 3 times. Gatti has hurt Cuevas on a couple occasions. Here we go, round number 10. Cuevas looking to move inside. Gatti keeps him at bay, and Arturo lands quite well. A jab, a right hand, then a double left hook. One to the body, one to the head. Arturo misses there. Counter opportunity for Cuevas. Unable to land. He is smothered. Cuevas. Lead right. Left to the jaw of Arturo Gatti. Gatti somehow stands. Cuevas looking to pound away. He opens up with those wide hooks. Left and right. Body and up to the head. How can Gatti sustain this assault by Pipino Cuevas? I do not know. Cuevas landing at will. Right hand, right hand. Gatti, head snaps over and over again. Jay Nady looking on. And Gatti holding and hitting. Nady admonishes him for that. Now there's a clinch. A lot of blood there over that left eye of Arturo Gatti. Nady takes a good look at him. Has the action resume. Cuevas in control. Cuevas right hand. Left hook right on the button of the jaw of Arturo Gatti. Yet Gatti still stands. Gotti's trying to throw. He's not landing though. Arturo needs a miracle. Arturo muscling up Cuevas. A bloody Arturo Gatti forces Cuevas to the ropes. Gatti lands at the bell with a left-right combination. But that is not enough to win the round. 10 rounds down. Enzo Calzaghe in the corner of Arturo Gatti. Looking on. Looks towards the ref. Now looks at Arturo. Doctor's in the ring. Enzo asks, do you want to continue? Arturo says yes. They're going to let it go. Round 11 coming up. Very tired Arturo Gatti fighting on fumes and heart. Here comes the destroyer Pipino Cuevas. Cuevas landing. Left right to the body and a left uppercut snaps the head of Arturo Gatti. Gatti trying to move around. Gatti towards the ropes. Spins. Now he has Cuevas on the ropes. And Gatti opens up. Right hand, left to the body. And he is warned for holding and hitting. He held Cuevas in place with the left and tried to hit him with the right. No point deduction, though. Gatti misses those punches. Cuevas still on the ropes. Cuevas very dangerous. Cuevas throws and misses. Counter opportunity for Gatti. Gatti comes back with a right to the jaw and a left to the body of Cuevas, rocking him back into those ropes. Cuevas ties up. About a minute 20 to go here in round 11. Cuevas throwing and missing. Another counter opportunity for Gatti. And Gatti lands again. He just opens up with shot after shot. Hooks to the body and the head. Good round for a tiring Arturo Gatti. Now action moves to ring center after they clinched. J80 moves them back to ring center. Under a minute to go here in round 11. Cuevas hit low there. He's admonished. Cuevas doesn't care. Cuevas jabs and lands a right hand. Cuevas loading up. Cuevas again with a jab, right hand, then a left hook to the body. Here comes Pipino Cuevas, and at the bell, it's Arturo Gatti catching Cuevas with a lead right and then a left to the jaw. What a round. No quit in Arturo Gatti. Can he pull off a miracle? I have Cuevas well ahead, though it could be interesting with some of these close rounds. Remember, Gatti has touched the canvas 3 times due to the Cuevas power. They continue to work on that very bad cut above the left eye of Arturo Gatti. Al Savani's done a good job. Round number 12, the bell. Cuevas moves forward. Feints a jab. Right hand, left hook, down goes Gatti. Will he get up? Cuevas to the neutral corner. Nady picks up the count at 4, 5, 6, 7. Gatti is up. He'll take the 8 count. Nady asks him if he wants to go. Gatti nods yes. He wipes his gloves. Here comes the destroyer, Pipino Cuevas. Cuevas opening up with everything. Gatti somehow standing. Cuevas, big shots. Gatti is wobbling all around the center of the ring. Cuevas misses badly with those punches. Cuevas will land here. Shots to the body and up to the head. Cuevas looking for the thudding punch to end it. Right hand, left hook. Gatti buckles but stands. Tries to tie up. Cuevas pushes him off. Cuevas lands again to the body and up to the head. Savage hooks. Nady looking on. Gatti trying to move away. Cuevas pursuing his prey. Pipino throws and misses. Now they tie up. Cuevas works his way out of the clinch. Gatti ties him up again. Cuevas loading up. Right hand, left hook, right uppercut. Gatti weebling and wobbling all around the ring. And J80 stops the action to admonish Pipino Cuevas for holding and hitting. Seconds left here in a brutal round 12 for Arturo Gatti. There's the bell. Abel Sanchez not very happy with J80. He felt like Pipino Cuevas was going to stop Gatti, and that warning for holding and hitting when Gatti is clinching profusely does not make Abel Sanchez a happy camper in that corner. To the chat we go. CH109 R2K says he might do a fight between Tyson and Ray Mercer. That would be a hell of a fight. If Mercer survives early, which I think he could, I think he could stop Mike Tyson. Greg Gorecki says, I think Ray was tougher than Tyson. I agree. Again, these are just fun things to talk about. Championship rounds coming up, 13, 14, and 15. Gotti's control factor is reduced by 1. Gatti has not fully recovered from being knocked down for a 4th time. Can Pipino Cuevas stop Arturo Gatti? Cuevas in control, and Cuevas is going for it. Cuevas punching away. Gatti trying to tie him up. Gatti trying to survive. Out of the clinch, Gatti lands a left-right to the body. Cuevas bangs the body right back with a left-right combination. And here's Arturo, left uppercut, right hand. And he buckles Pipino Cuevas. Where did those shots come up by Arturo Gatti? And again, Gatti lands hard with a triple left hook. Unbelievable. It's Cuevas who is hurt. Gatti is now measuring, pounding away. Cuevas is on the ropes. It's all Arturo Gatti. Lefts, rights, lefts, everything to the head of Pipino Cuevas. Oh, my Lord. He is snapping the Mexican's head like a piñata. And as I say that, Cuevas comes back with a right uppercut. Gatti forcing Cuevas into the neutral corner. Can Gatti do it here? Cuevas dips. Right uppercut, left hook, and down goes Gatti! Down goes Gatti! Unbelievable! Power from Pipino Cuevas. Gatti is up at the count of 5. Holy cow! It looked like Gatti was going to stop Cuevas, and then it's the Cuevas power that drops Arturo for a 5th time. Seconds left. Pipino at the bell lands a savage right hand and a left into the ribs, then the left to the jaw. Unbelievable. Gatti taking a hellacious beating here. They're going to let it go. Round 14. Gatti unable to land. He's definitely on fumes. Pipino throws and misses. Gatti with a countering opportunity, and he is countered quite well in this fight. Gatti somehow digs deep. Lead right. Then a double left hook to the jaw of Pipino Cuevas. Cuevas again misses. Gatti with a counter, and again Arturo lands with a right to the face of Cuevas, a left into the ribs of the Mexican. Cuevas doesn't know why Gatti is still standing. Neither does myself or the audience. But Gatti is punching. Hooks tripling up with that left hook. 2 to the body, 1 to the jaw of Pipino Cuevas. Action at ring center. Now they tie up. Referee Nady breaks them. About a minute to go here in round 14. Cuevas seems like he's a bit tired, not punching now. Both fighters circle. Cuevas again ties up Gatti. Gatti trying to work the free hand. Now Cuevas will land with a chopping right hand and a left uppercut. Cuevas misses those blows there 30 seconds ago. Gatti cannot counter well. Seconds left. Pipino again throws and misses wildly. Gatti wings a left hand and he misses. Here's the bell. 3 more minutes to go. It's been a highly entertaining fight. A competitive mismatch, as they say. But my God, Arturo Gatti has given another gutsy performance. At ringside, CH109R2K says, throw in the towel for God's sakes. Greg Gorecki says, if Gatti actually had Al Silvani in the corner, being an old school trainer in those days, you went out on your shield. 3 more minutes for a miracle. Enzo Calzaghe asks Gatti, I want to stop the fight. Gatti says no. Here we go. They touch gloves. Final 3 minutes. Gatti in control. Gatti not able to land. He needs the knockout. They tie up. Referee Nady breaks them. Oh, Gatti. 1 for a low blow and then a left hook to the jaw of Pipino Cuevas. He doesn't care. There's a right hand and a left hook. Wobbles Cuevas. Now they tie up. Referee Nady breaks them. Gatti punching and punching hard. A right hand to the jaw of Cuevas. He doubles up to the left to the side of the cranium of the Mexican. Now they fall into a clinch. About a minute to go here in round 15. Cuevas dips. Right hand, left hook. Right hand buckles the knees of Gatti. Cuevas with another tremendous hooking combination. Lefts and rights. Now Gatti backs up, dips down, tries to throw himself. Now they tie up. Seconds left in this tremendous bout. Cuevas lands again hard with hooks to the body and up to the head. Another warning for holding and hitting by Nady towards Arturo Gatti, and there is the bell. There is the bell. I would have stopped the fight, but they let it go. I would have stopped it several rounds ago, but it was an entertaining fight, and it will be a whitewash victory for Pipino Cuevas, who has to go the 15-round distance, as somehow Arturo Gatti made it through there, even though being knocked down by the Mexican's punching power 5 times. A bloody Arturo, Gatti, and Pipino Cuevas embrace at ring center. Let's quickly go to the scorecards. 145, 136. 147, 135. 147, 134 for your winner by unanimous decision and still welterweight champion of the world, Pipino Cuevas. That was not shocking. Again, a competitive mismatch. Gatti had his moments. It just was the punching power of Pipino Cuevas that made the difference. Gatti dropped 5 times in this bout. We will now move on to our co-main event. Tommy Hearns, Mathew Hilton, Junior Middleweight Championship of the World, 15 rounds. Then the main event, George Foreman defends his heavyweight title against Donovan, Razor Ruddock. Okay, bring that up. Hearns holds the junior middleweight title and the middleweight title in my boxing universe in Title Bout 2 on the PC. Okay. Hope everyone's enjoying the fight card. Yeah, Gatti and Mickey Ward, 3 great fights. They made a lot of money for being good fighters. Not great, good fighters. But they were entertaining fighters. I always laugh at people who say, oh, why did they make all that money? Because they were entertaining. Entertaining. And they deserved it. They earned it. Okay? Again, just my opinion. I love people who are jealous. Why did those guys make that kind of money? Because they fought hard. Here we go. 15 rounds. I don't see this one going 15 rounds. Again, both fighters a little chinny here. Mathew Hilton will land under 30 because he's only going to land 1 to 28. Tommy Hearns' defense a -2, so that's pretty good. And Hearns' power is a 9. Mathew Hilton's power is a 7. That's nothing to shrink at. Ooh, CH109 R2K says he's picking Hilton in the upset. All right, here we go. So, Tommy Hearns at junior middleweight is 4-1 in the champion. Mathew Hilton at junior middleweight is actually, I only have a junior middleweight card for Mathew Hilton. He is 1-2. We will take a slight break as I'm going to go upstairs for a moment. So you feel free to go to the concession stands. I shall be right back. And I am back. All right, here we go. Hope you guys went to the concession stand, got your drinks, used the facilities. Co-main event, Tommy Hearns, Mathew Hilton from the Fighting Hiltons. Because Davey was a fighter, and I think they had another brother. And the father trained them, I think, if I remember right. Tommy Hearns in the blue corner, the defending champion. Mathew Hilton from Canada, the challenger, in the red corner. Emmanuel Stewart and Eddie Aliano in the corner of Tommy Hearns. Stewart, the trainer. Aliano, the cut man. Tommy Gallagher, once again, in a corner. Once again, as a trainer for Hilton. Cut man Joe Sousa. Round one. Hearns on the outside. Hearns in control. Hearns, a quick combination. 2 jabs, a right to the body and a left hook to the head of Mathew Hilton. Hilton trying to get inside of that Hearns jab. He does, and Tommy Hearns ties him up. They break. Hilton in control. Trying to muscle up on Tommy. Tommy not having none of that. Tommy Hearns again, that educated jab, that cobra jab, catching Hilton 3 times. You have to be wary if you're Hilton of that right hand to follow. Tommy misses those punches. Hilton stayed low. Hilton trying to work his way on the inside. Tommy. Oh! Left uppercut, right hand, catches Hilton coming forward. Mathew Hilton is in trouble. He's hurt. Hearns misses the right hand. Hilton counters with a left to the body and a left to the jaw. Hearns misses again. Hearns misses again. Hilton doing a good job of staying low. Hearns will connect here with a jab and a right hand. Hearns misses again in there. Oh boy, Hilton gets off the hook. Hilton coming up, and Hearns nails him with a lead right left uppercut, buckling Mathew Hilton. Hearns missing his punches here. Hilton trying to stay in tight, trying to stay low. Hearns will land here. Right hand, left hook to the body. Tommy teeing off. Another lead right. This time he doubles up with the left hook. One to the body and one to the jaw of Mathew Hilton. Seconds to go here in a dominant first round for Tommy Hearns. Hearns missed that go-home right hand. Hearns will land here. Jab and a right hand coming up on the bell. And there it is. A huge round for Tommy Hearns. Mathew Hilton, to his credit, stayed on his feet. As Greg Gorecki says, Ralph Citro was the cut man for Hearns. Aliano worked the Hilton brothers. Good to know. Their father trained them, though, didn't he? If I remember right. Here we go, round number 2. Main event to come. Foreman and Razor Ruddock. Fight night from Canada. Hearns looking to push Hilton back now. He feels he's the stronger. Hearns, 2 jabs and a right hand and a left to the body. Good job by Tommy Hearns. Hearns misses those shots there. Hearns forcing Hilton back to the ropes. That's where Mathew does not want to be. He does not want his back to those ropes. Hilton throws wildly and misses. Hearns measuring. Hearns with a lead right cross and a left hook to the body. Hearns again measures. Lead right hand and a left hook to the body. Hilton on the ropes. Lands his own left hook and brings a right left to the jaw and face of Tommy Hearns. Hearns has a cut under the left eye. They tie up. Referee breaks them. Hilton still in control. More mauling and brawling by Hilton near the ropes. Hilton, a left to the body, a right to the body, left uppercut. Hearns still not backing up, though. Hilton has found success fighting off the ropes. Tommy will land here as he hooks to the body, then lands a right hand to the jaw of Mathew Hilton. Hearns measuring, lands one jab, two jabs, missed with the right hand as Hilton dipped. Hilton staying to those ropes, though. 20 seconds to go now. Action moves back to ring center. Seconds left here in a much better round for Mathew Hilton. Round number 2, though he is not winning it. And there's the bell. So Mathew Hilton had a little bit of success fighting off those ropes. Round 3 coming up. Remember, the main event, the heavyweight championship of the world next. George Foreman taking on the Canadian Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman defending his title here in Montreal at the Olympic Stadium. Here we go, round number 3. Hilton, for some reason, wants to fight on the outside and try to catch Tommy with a looping punch. There's a clinch. They work their way out of it. Hearns is unable to land, missing with his jab. Tommy will land here with a jab and a right hand. Tommy misses the jab. Tommy goes back to a very effective jab. Hilton, from the outside, is just going to be pecked to death, in my opinion. Here goes Tommy again. Left jab, right uppercut, left to the body. Tommy really painting Mathew Hilton with his quick punches. Hilton throws aggressively but misses, as he's got to get in a punching range even though he's fighting from the outside. And there it is. Hilton came rushing in with his punches. Headbutt, holding and hitting. Referee admonishes him for that. No point deduction, though. Hilton able to force Tommy back to the ropes. Manuel Stewart yelling at Tommy, get off the ropes. Hilton has an opportunity. Oh, Hilton again cautioned for holding and hitting. Hearns on the ropes, ties him up. Referee breaks them. Under a minute to go here in round number 3. Mathew Hilton lands hard to the body. He needs more of that. Tommy Gallagher screaming, punch, Mathew, punch. And again holding and hitting for Mathew Hilton. Hearns will move off the ropes. Action to ring center, final seconds. And there is the bell. Good round for Tommy Hearns. He's taken the first 3 rounds. Round 1, he nearly stopped Mathew Hilton. Hilton has not landed more than 4 punches in a round. Those 4 punches landed came in round 2. Round 4 coming up. Hearns a fight on the outside. Hilton's going to have a lot of trouble landing here. Tommy just using the jab over and over again, scoring on Mathew Hilton. Tommy, lead right, left uppercut, and a right hand. Scores well on Hilton. Hilton felt those blows. Ties up Tommy Hearns. Gallagher again screaming to punch when you get in there. Hearns gets a bit of distance. Hearns feints. The jab. Boom with the right hand and a left hook to the body. Excellent boxing by Thomas the Hitman Hearns. And now Hearns is warned for holding and hitting, and that was a stern warning from the referee. A minute 30 to go here in round 4. It's been all Tommy Hearns in this fight. There's a tie-up. Referee breaks both pugilists. Another tie-up as Mathew Hilton gets on the inside, but allows Tommy to tie him up. He's not punching, and Tommy Gallagher is going insane in the Hilton corner. Hearns gets a little bit of punching room. Piston-like jabs followed by a right hand landing quite well upon Mathew Hilton. Hearns again! Quick combination, and there is a cut under the eye on the right cheek of Mathew Hilton. Hilton ties him up. Referee breaks him. 45 seconds to go here in round number 4. Hearns using lateral movement. Hilton backs towards the corner. Hilton waving in Tommy Hearns. That could be a mistake. Hearns measuring. Boom with the right hand. Buckles the knees of Mathew Hilton. And there is the bell as Tommy Hearns opens up with a combination. The referee jumps in. A huge round for Thomas the Hitman Hearns. And once again, we see a Canadian going for the title, taking a beating but giving a game effort. Oh, the round's not over. That's my faux pas. A false bell. Nothing occurs there as they bring the action back together. Now the final seconds. And now the bell for round number 4. I don't know what we heard. We thought it was the bell, but it was not the bell. The fisticuffs commenced once again. And now that was the official bell. Remember, in the John L. Sullivan, Earnie Shavers fight, the bell never rang. Thus, a lot of controversy there. Round 5 coming up. Tommy Gallagher telling Mathew Hilton, you better start fighting. You're embarrassing yourself and the family. CH109R2K says this fight is about to end for Hilton. Here we go. Round number 5. Hilton trying to change the tide of battle, trying to get inside. Tommy Hearns using lateral movement to keep Hilton at bay. Hearns lands a jab and a right hand. Rinse and repeat for the Hitman, the Motor City Cobra, Tommy Hearns. Hearns again, 2 jabs and a right hand. Hilton's one tough cookie. Hearns, right hand, left uppercut, and another right hand. Hilton is in trouble. Back against the ropes. He is badly hurt. Hearns teeing off on him, and Hilton goes down from a thunderous combination from the Hitman. Referee picks up the count. 5, 6, 7. Hilton is up. Action towards ring center. Hearns measuring. Hearns with a lead right. A right hand. Another right hand. Hearns just pumping away at right hands as he measures with the jab. And now a left hook. There is tremendous swelling over the left eye of Mathew Hilton. Can Hilton survive this round? I do not know. Hearns just battering away at him. Hilton holding on for dear life. We have about a minute to go here in round 5. Hearns, left hook to the body, right hand to the head, and a left hook to the jaw. They have to think about stopping this fight. Hearns just teeing off on Hilton, and that is it! And we have a goddamn runtime error. But that is going to be a TKO win for Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Tommy Hearns has destroyed the PC game as he TKOs Mathew Hilton to retain his junior middleweight title. Once I click OK, the game will crash. So the game, again, this is my own photo up here. So Tommy Hearns wins via TKO, stopping Mathew Hilton. And now we will move on to our main event, Foreman and Ruddock. I'm just going to do one thing first. We're going to have to bring this down and get back into the game as you get to see all my little icons.
And ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Welcome to a lifetime of board game boxing.
All right, let's just view Tommy Hearns real quick and see if it's an official fight, which in our mind it is an official fight. So junior middleweight, let's find Tommy Hearns. So he stops Mathew Hilton. Actually, we can go to Mathew Hilton. No, it did not record it. But that fight is over, and we will record it ourselves. Offline, we'll just run a quick bout, and whatever it is, because he'll... So Tommy Hearns defeats Mathew Hilton via TKO. Unfortunately, the game crashed. And now let's get to our main event. What a fun fight card it has been. The main event, George Foreman, Donovan Razor Ruddock. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. 4 fights down. And here is the finale, number 5 for the heavyweight championship of the world. Big George Foreman, 8-3. I have 2 versions of George Foreman. The old George Foreman, that's a comebacking George Foreman. This is the young George Foreman. The young George Foreman's 8-3. Donovan Razor Ruddock, some say did not deserve this title shot as he is 0-2. But he kept mouthing off at George Foreman. And when Trevor Berbick pulled out, Donovan Razor Ruddock stepped in. So on short notice, about a month, Ruddock was in training. He will take on Big George Foreman. And Big George Foreman, tremendous power puncher. Tremendous chin. People don't realize how good his chin was. He went down, but he had a good chin. This is going to be interesting. Foreman not very happy with the antics of Donovan Razor Ruddock in the few press conferences they did. Ruddock is credited with saving this fight card, as he did take the bout on short notice. Okay. Your referee for this bout, Frank Sikora. Your scoring judges, though I don't think we'll go to the scorecards here, Frank Santori Jr., James Waring, and Woody Woodcock. It's kind of fun just to say Woody Woodcock. Everyone say that to yourselves and giggle. Foreman out of the blue corner, the defending champion. Razor Ruddock, the unlikely challenger, out of the red corner. They get their final instructions. They touch gloves. And here is the bell for the championship of the world. And right away, Foreman is admonished. And again, oh my Lord, is the fix in? The Foreman corner, Gil Clancy screaming at the referee. Janks Morton in the Ruddock corner, cutman Bill Delaney. Gil Clancy serving as a trainer and cutman for Foreman. Ruddock lands a right hand and a left to the body. Foreman ties him up. Foreman a little bit reluctant after the 2 admonishing from the referee. And as I say that, Big George Foreman landing hard. Left uppercut, right hand, sweeping right hand, and another left uppercut. Down goes Razor Ruddock. This could be an early night for Big George Foreman. The count has reached 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ruddock gets up. His right eye is a balloon. Foreman looks for the kill. Foreman, 2 jabs and a right hand. Foreman, an uppercut, a right hand. Foreman teeing off. He missed badly there. Foreman, a jab and a right hook to the body. Foreman, thudding wide shots, body and head. Ruddock still stands. Foreman, measuring, lands the right hand. 10. Well, we're going to call it a knockdown. Down goes Ruddock again. Under a minute to go. The count has reached 6, 7. Ruddock is up. Foreman just teeing off on him. Foreman misses. Ruddock trying to hold on. Foreman again misses. Foreman throwing wildly. Ruddock dips. Ruddock will land. Oh, sorry. Foreman lands. Okay, so the game is freaking out. We'll just do control check. We'll just do flip. There we go. Foreman lands again. Ruddock in all kinds of trouble. Final seconds. And there is the bell. Holy cow. Big George Foreman drops Razor Ruddock twice. We move on to round 2. Ruddock says he's okay. The swelling's still bad. Over the right eye of Donovan Razor Ruddock. That's not going to help him. Foreman looking to take him out. Ruddock ties him up here at the beginning of round 2. Ruddock throws those wild punches and misses. Ruddock trying to cover up, move away, and catch Big George, who's trying to walk him down. Now they tie up again. Referee breaks them. Ruddock throws and misses. He's not having any luck here landing shots. More grappling. Big George just shoves him away. Foreman will land thudding right hand and then a left to the body, the right hand to the head. Foreman measuring. Foreman with a right hand and another left to the body. Foreman smiling as he punishes Razor Ruddock. Another lead right and then a left right to the body by Big George Foreman. They tie up. Referee breaks them. Foreman forces Ruddock back into the ropes. Ruddock throws a wild left uppercut and misses. Ruddock throws a right left and misses. Foreman measuring. Now Ruddock grabs onto him. More clinching. Seconds left in round 2. Foreman. And there's the bell. CH109R2K says, Big George, too much for Donovan. I agree. Here we go. Round 3. Foreman defending his title against an unlikely challenger from Canada, Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman landing the right hand. Measures, lands another right hand, then throws the left hook into the body of the Canadian Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock looking to land. Donovan's going to land here. Donovan just let his hands go. Left uppercut, right hand, left hook. Catch Foreman, stopping his assault for the moment. Foreman right back on the assault. Jab and a right uppercut, then a left right to the body. Foreman's punches are wide but hard. Foreman measuring. Right hand, left hook, right hand. Everything to the head of Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman trying to back Ruddock to the rope, and he does. Ruddock ties him up. Referee breaks him. Ruddock seems to have no legs left. As he lingers upon those ropes, Foreman just pounding away with body shots, those wide. You can hear them go thud, thud, thud. Ruddock winces with each and every shot that nails his rib cage. Now Foreman targets the head. Jab, right uppercut, left hook, snapping the head of Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman again will land big shots. He is hooking to the body and up to the head. Ruddock taking tremendous punishment along the ropes. Ruddock staggers away from the ropes. Foreman pursues him. Foreman missed those big shots. Oh! The referee has halted the action. This is the third time he has admonished George Foreman. He is saying that he shoved him and tried to hit Ruddock, and he's going to take a point away. Gil Clancy cannot believe it. Frank Sikora has taken a point away for George Foreman for pushing and punching. That is the biggest bullshit I have ever heard in my life. Foreman not very happy, neither is Gil Clancy. Ruddock just somehow lingering upon those ropes. And there is the bell. We move on to round 4. Bill Delaney still cannot reduce that swelling over the right eye of Razor Ruddock. Here we go, round number 4. The end is near for the Canadian. I sense it. Foreman wants to end it. He is just pissed off. As I say that, Razor Ruddock throws everything he has and lands nothing, leaving himself wide open with those wild punches. Foreman unable to land the right hand, though, on the counter. They tie up. Referee breaks them. We have about 2 minutes to go here in round number 4. Ruddock will land a lead right and a left to the body. Ruddock's just trying to load up with each and every punch. That's his only hope, to somehow land a big punch upon George Foreman and crash him upon the canvas. We have a clinch. The referee breaks them. 1:40 left here in round number 4. Ruddock unable to land. He is throwing those punches from his feet. He just is trying to land something hard. Foreman pushing Ruddock away. Ruddock lunges in. They tie up. They break. Foreman has a bit of punching room. Left to the body. Right, left, right. To the jaw of Razor Ruddock. Buckles his knees. Foreman throws and misses. Ruddock trying to move away from him. Foreman measuring. 2 jabs. Boom with a right hand. Ruddock in trouble again. As he's in trouble, Ruddock lands a lead right and a left to the body. And at the bell, Ruddock lands again a lead right and a left to the body. There is life in Donovan Razor Ruddock. We move on to round 5. Gil Clancy is unable to motivate George Foreman. Foreman not listening to Clancy. Bill Delaney has a little more success reducing the swelling above the right eye of Ruddock. Round 4 was the best round of the fight for Donovan Razor Ruddock. He's still hanging in there. He has been down twice. Foreman looks to walk him down. Foreman puts a jab out there, followed by a right hand left uppercut. Ruddock pawing at that swelling near the right eye. Foreman again tries to walk down Ruddock. Ruddock stays away from him. Foreman throws and misses. Ruddock ties him up. They quickly break. Ruddock throwing again wildly and not landing. He's just trying to go for the home run punch each and every time. Foreman again warned for holding and hitting. That is really driving Gil Clancy nuts. They fall into a clinch. They break. About 1:20 to go here in round number 5. Foreman puts 2 jabs out there. Boom with a tremendous right hand. Buckles the knees of Donovan Razor Ruddock, but Ruddock still stands. Foreman missed the right-left follow-up. They fall into a clinch. Foreman shoves away Ruddock. Foreman looks to throw, and he does land with a right-left combination. Ruddock comes back with a tremendous combination of his own. He digs deep. Left uppercut. He's very awkward, then followed by a right to the jaw and a left hook to the body. 20 seconds to go. Foreman, right hand, left right to the jaw of Ruddock. And there's the bell. Ruddock shows some life, but Foreman is just really beating the bejesus out of the Canadian. We move on to round 6. Can Foreman end it here? Foreman trying to walk Ruddock down. Ruddock has no legs. It should be pretty easy. Foreman, 2 jabs and a right to the body. Ruddock is a human punching bag at the moment. As I say that, Ruddock comes back with a left to the body but missed the right to the head. Foreman lands a lead right and a left uppercut. Both shots landing to the jaw and facial area of Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman missed those blows there. They fall into a clinch. Ruddock trying to hold on. Big George very strong, just pushing him away. Remember, he had a point deduction for pushing and punching. Ruddock again falls into a clinch and Foreman pushes him away. More clinching by Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman will have none of it. Foreman shoves him away. Left uppercut, right hand. Buckles the knees of Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman follows that up with 2 thudding shots to the body and a left hook to the jaw of Donovan Razor Ruddock. 15 seconds to go here in round number 6. Foreman just pounding away to the body and head of Ruddock. Seconds left here in round 6. Foreman batters Ruddock at ring center. Donovan Razor Ruddock, sometimes like our good friend from the Great White North said, Greg Gurecki, be careful what you wish for. He wanted the title shot against Foreman, and he is taking a beating. He has a balloon above his right eye that is really hampering his vision, impairing his vision. But believe you me, he knows when he's being hit from those thudding shots of George Foreman. Round 7 from Montreal, Canada. Olympic Stadium. Foreman looking for the knockout. Foreman lands a jab but misses the right hand. Foreman trying to walk Donovan down. Donovan on those gimpy legs, somehow avoiding the Foreman assault for the moment. Foreman's going to land. 2 jabs and a right hand. Clancy wants him to go to the body a bit. They tie up. Foreman pushes Ruddock away like a rag doll. Foreman is so strong. Foreman misses. And booyah! Right hand, left uppercut, and another right hand from Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman buckles. This is the moment for Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock letting it all hang out. Another right hand, a left hook, and a right hand. Ruddock again lands with power. Foreman is hurt at ring center. Foreman, hurt, throws a right left hook. And Ruddock is down! Ruddock is down! 3rd time. Ruddock quickly gets up. Seconds left in what was a tremendous round for Ruddock. And now he has been dropped by Foreman. Foreman misses a punch. Ruddock looks to counter. At the bell, he's going to land a huge punch. And Foreman is down! Foreman is down at the bell! And he is up at the count of 3. He will take the mandatory 8 count. He will take the mandatory 8 count and then go back to his corner. 2 knockdowns in. One of the greatest rounds of just pure slugging in heavyweight history. We saw some fisticuffs and shavers. And John L. Sullivan, here's John L. Sullivan at ringside licking his chops saying, I can knock both these guys out at the same time. Unbelievable. Ruddock drops the champion at the bell after he went down. Holy cow. We move on to round 8. Gil Clancy telling Foreman to box a bit. He's throwing wild. Don't run into those punches, and that's what Foreman did. Here we go. Jax Morton's telling Ruddock, go right at him. Take him out. Foreman in control. Foreman pushing Ruddock away. Foreman will land to the body, then up to the head. That swelling of Ruddock's not getting any better. Ruddock throws, loading up, and he misses. Ruddock again goes lunging in. Foreman to the body and up to the head. Ruddock buckles but somehow stands up. Foreman, 2 jabs and a right hand and a left hook to the jaw. Foreman all over Ruddock. A right hand, another left hook. Ruddock is in trouble. Foreman teeing off on him. A left uppercut, a right hand, another left uppercut. Ruddock wings, a Hail Mary right hand, nailing Foreman. Foreman ties him up. Holy cow. Fans are oohing and eyeing. Unbelievable. They break. 45 seconds left in round 8. Ruddock forces a tiring George Foreman to the ropes. Ruddock's going to land. Opening up with a left right to the body, left right to the head. Foreman gets off the ropes. Both men on wobbly legs. And there is the bell. Oh my God, what a turn of events here. Ruddock dead tired, but still throwing as hard as he can. Foreman looks frustrated, tired, and bewildered in the corner, not listening to Gil Clancy. Could we have a Rocky Balboa upset in the making here at Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Canada? Here we go. Cutter Historical has joined us at ringside. He said, I may be Canadian, but I am cheering for Big George. Check out and subscribe to that channel. Here we go. Foreman moves forward. And he's met by the fists of Razor Ruddock. Ruddock actually using a jab this time. 2 jabs and a right hand land upon George Foreman. Action at ring center. Both tired pugilists circle one another. Ruddock wings the punches. He misses, leaving himself wide open. And Foreman catches him with a left-right, snapping the head of Razor Ruddock. They tie up. Referee breaks them. Foreman, right hand, left hook, and another right hand. Buckles Ruddock. Ruddock throws a wild right-left uppercut. Missing both. Foreman, a left hook, a right to the jaw, another right to the jaw, sends Ruddock into the ropes. Foreman misses. Ruddock ties him up. Foreman pushes him away. Foreman measures. A jab, a right hand, left uppercut, right uppercut. Ruddock buckles again. Foreman, 2 jabs and a right hand land. Foreman missed that shot. Ruddock desperately tries to tie him up. Foreman pushes him back into the ropes. Ruddock comes off the ropes and he's met with a left right to the body, left right to the head. The end is near for Razor Ruddock. Under 30 seconds to go. As I say that, Ruddock throws a Hail Mary left hook, buckling the knees of George Foreman, and Foreman staggers back. Seconds left in round number 9. They tie up, and there is the bell. Holy cow. Somehow Ruddock digs deep and lands a couple of big punches in each of these rounds to stay alive. Gil Clancy just can't believe it. Janks Morton telling Ruddock he's going to go. You've got him. He's going to go. Round 10. Foreman well ahead on our scorecards. Foreman's been down 3 times. Ruddock once. I'm sorry. Ruddock's been down 3 times. Foreman once. In, what was that, round... I have to go back. I think it was round 7, I think it was. Foreman, again, looking to walk down Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock ties him up. Here in round 10, they break. Foreman, back to the jab. 2 jabs and a right hook to the body. Then a left hook and a right hand to the jaw of Razor Ruddock. Ruddock has some blood coming from his mouth now. Ruddock ties up Foreman. Foreman pushes him away. Foreman's still quite strong even though he's tired. Ruddock is exhausted. More grappling on the inside. Referee breaks them. Foreman missed those punches. They tie up. Foreman works his way free. Ruddock stumbles away from him. Ruddock throws wildly and misses. He's always trying to lay a trap. He's always trying to lay a trap to land a Hail Mary punch. There is some punching there. Ruddock just let his hands go. 4-punch combination from the exhausted Canadian. Every shot to the head and every shot landed. Foreman paws at his eye, but there's no damage. Foreman looks to come back. Now they tie up. Referee breaks them. Foreman forcing Ruddock to the ropes. His legs are gone. Ruddock's legs are gone. There's nothing there. And Foreman... left right to the body and a right uppercut to the head of Razor Ruddock. Ruddock ties him up. Foreman pushes him back into the ropes. Ruddock ties him up again. Seconds left. Ruddock will land at the bell with a left uppercut and a right hand. Ruddock sneers at Foreman as he weeble wobbles back to the Ruddock corner. Foreman just shakes his head. What is keeping Ruddock in this fight, George must be thinking. Gil Clancy, as soon as Foreman gets to the corner, tells George to throw the effing jab and then the right hand. Stay on the outside. He's just trying to load up and hit you. We prepare for round number 11. Who would have thunk it? There have been 4 knockdowns in this fight. Ruddock has been down 3 times and nearly out in many a round. Foreman, after battering Ruddock, got dropped, I believe I have to look back, in round 7, right at the bell. Joining us at ringside, Boxing Jones. How you doing? David Zielinski says, how do you still have a voice, Al? Water. Lots of water. Here we go. Foreman in control, unable to land. He misses. Counter opportunity for Ruddock. And Ruddock misses a Hail Mary right hand. Foreman will land here. 2 jabs and a right hand. A little bit of sting off the Foreman punch there on that combination. And just as I say that, Foreman feints a jab, walks Ruddock into a right hand, left uppercut, and another right hand. But Ruddock stands tall. And Foreman is warned again. Oh my God, is he going to get DQ'd? Foreman really pissed off at the referee here, forcing Ruddock back into the ropes. No action there. Referee breaks him, but Ruddock has no legs. He lingers upon the ropes, and Foreman right hand, then a left right to the body. Foreman missed those shots. Ruddock tries to tie him up. Foreman pushes him back into the ropes. Remember, Foreman's been penalized for that tactic. More grappling. Referee breaks them. This referee is not doing a good job, in my opinion, towards George Foreman. Foreman's going to land with some thumping power. Left, right to the body. Left, right to the body. Now he brings those thumping shots to the head. But Ruddock still stands. Ruddock throws wildly and misses. Seconds left here in round number 11. And all I can say is, my God, Razor Ruddock is tough. There's the bell. They should... you think they should stop the fight, but my God, Razor Ruddock wants to go. Here we go, round 12. Gil Clancy say, use the jab in the right hand, George, and that's just what George is going to do. George in control. George misses the jab and the right hand. Ruddock just looking for that Hail Mary punch. Not going to get it there. They tie up and break. Ruddock in control. Again, Ruddock ties up. Referee breaks them. Ruddock will land here. 2 jabs and a right hand. Ruddock showing a little bit of life once again. Ruddock will land again with a quick combination. He digs deep. Couple of shots of the body, couple of shots of the head. They were all hooks. Foreman comes back with 2 jabs of his own. Missed the right hand. This time 2 jabs and booyah with the right hand. Buckles the knees of Ruddock, but Ruddock still stands. Ruddock comes back with hooks to the body and up to the head. Back and forth they go. Foreman forcing Ruddock back. Ruddock on weak legs gladly goes to the ropes, leans back, but Foreman looking to pound away. Those ropes are saving Ruddock right now as Foreman bangs the body, then gets the right uppercut through the guard of Razor Ruddock. Ruddock missed with an uppercut there. Seconds left. Foreman will land. A jab and a right hand. Ruddock still lingers upon those ropes. There's the bell. Round 13, the championship rounds coming up, 13, 14, and 15. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Foreman well ahead on the scorecards, in my opinion. Ruddock is on ultra fumes. Foreman still has a little bit of oomph in him, but frustrated, wondering why Ruddock still stands. Here we go. The bell for round 13, the hard luck round. Just ask Jake LaMotta versus Sugar Ray Robinson in their final fight. Foreman lands with big hooks to the head. That swelling not getting any better for Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock's going to land with power. He feints a jab, right uppercut, left hook, and another right hook. And Foreman is hurt. He goes against the ropes. Ruddock tries to open up wildly. He misses. Now he lands a jab and a right hand. Ruddock going for it. Ruddock just pounding away with lefts and rights upon George Foreman. Ruddock misses those shots. Ruddock really has to go for it. Again, he misses his wild shots. Oh, Ruddock had an opportunity there. Now Ruddock bangs the body and up to the head. Ruddock throws and misses. Foreman comes back with a left-right hook. And he buckles the knees of Razor Ruddock. Ruddock stumbles back towards ring center. They tie up. Unbelievable action here in round 13. It might be a mismatch, but my God, there are times in this bout it is pure savagery and entertaining slugging. Ruddock in control. Ruddock with a jab and a lead right. A little bit of boxing there. for Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman ties him up. Foreman looks bewildered. Ruddock, Foreman wrestling on the inside at ring center. Ruddock slides away, missed a right-left combination. Foreman got his big arms up to parry them away, and there's the end of round 13. What a wild round it was. The hard luck round was almost hard luck for George Foreman as a title almost escaped his waist. Badly hurt upon the ropes, Razor Ruddock nearly stopped Big George. In the Ruddock corner, they believe in miracles. Gil Clancy is just telling George, use your jab. I want you to try to box, but both fighters, I don't think their legs are there. Here we go, round 14. Foreman in control. Foreman using his jab as per the advice and instructions of Gil Clancy. Foreman jabbing beautifully. Lands a right hand also. Foreman forces Ruddock back to the ropes, but this is where Donovan's been very dangerous. Donovan, and as I say that, Ruddock just opens up. 4 punches thrown, 2 land. 1 to the body, 1 to the head. They were the left hooks that landed for Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman ties him up. Both fighters warned for holding and hitting. Foreman will land here with hooks to the body. Foreman looks very frustrated. Now there's a clinch, they break, but Ruddock still stays on those ropes. Foreman, 2 jabs and a right to the body. It was a right hook into the rib cage under the elbow of Donovan Razor Ruddock. A minute to go here in round 14. Ruddock again unleashes a combination as he lingers on the ropes, catching Foreman a la Muhammad Ali, snapping the head of Big George. Foreman goes right back to a lead right and a left to the body. 30 seconds left in round 14. Foreman will land again to the body and up to the head, and now that eye is shut. Ruddock's right eye is shut. Foreman has a chance here, but Ruddock holds on for dear life. Seconds left here in round 14, and there's the bell. My God, Ruddock has brief moments, but they're exciting moments. Round 15 coming up. Well, Donovan Razor Ruddock needs a knockout for sure. A quick recap. Ruddock has been down 3 times. Foreman once. In a wild, though lopsided slugfest, it has been at times very entertaining. 3 minutes to go. Ruddock needs a knockout. He is a cyclops. He is a one-eyed fighter. That right eye is shut. Gil Clancy has told George Foreman, box, 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 but can Big George do that? It is his nature to destroy. And he is on tired legs. I keep saying it, Ruddock is on mega fumes. Here we go, they touch gloves reluctantly. Foreman looking to move on the inside. Foreman will land 2 jabs, and a right uppercut snaps the head of Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock ties up. Fighters are warned for holding. Foreman measures. 2 jabs and a right hand catch Ruddock. Foreman looking to walk down and knock out Donovan Razor Ruddock. Foreman lands again to the body and up to the head. Foreman shoves Ruddock away. Foreman will have none of it. He's on seek and destroy. Another lead right, left, right to the body. Oh, and Foreman is cautioned again for pushing and punching. Gil Clancy has just called the referee a mother bleeper. Foreman trying to force Donovan Razor Ruddock back. Ruddock trying to hold on. Foreman muscles his way out of it. Ruddock trying to stay tight. Foreman's going to land here. Left, right, left. All shots to the head of Ruddock. Ruddock somehow still stands. 40 seconds to go here in round number 15. Ruddock taking a horrific beating. Foreman just jabbing, playing with him now. Lands a right uppercut. And there's the bell. A huge round 15. George Foreman will be victorious, but he was taken to the distance by an unlikely foe, Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock boy, you got to give him a lot of credit. Probably going to go 0-3 in my universe. But he's going to be what they call a stepping stone in my universe. Wow. Foreman wins a lopsided decision, but he was dropped in that crazy round 7. I do believe it was round 7 that both fighters went down. So without any further ado, before we go to the scorecards, which should be a George Foreman victory, no matter how hard the referee tried to screw George Foreman, I'd like to thank Mr. GG 1959, our good friend Greg Gurecki from the Great White North. Cutter Historical, another good friend from the Great White North. Check out and subscribe to his channel. David Selinsky, thank you. Boxing Jones, thank you. CH109R2K, thank you very much. Gary Banks from across the pond, thank you. Had a nice lively chat with everyone. Legend Sports Universe, thank you. Check out and subscribe to his channel. The Golden Eagle 99, good to see you, thank you. Tiger Bob Sports, thank you. Check out and subscribe to his channel. Joshua Hauser from Vancouver, thank you. He was here for Fight Night in Canada. Dwayne Mart's YouTube Network, thank you. Check out and subscribe to his channel. Mark Russell, another Canadian, was here. Thank you very much. All right, now we go to the decision. Mr. Greg Gurecki has it 145-138 Foreman. 148-136. 145-137. 147-135 for your winner by unanimous decision, though at times a bit racy. Big George Foreman is still the heavyweight champion of the world. So there you have it. Big George Foreman wins the heavyweight title. Retains the heavyweight title. 9-3. I thought this would have been a stoppage for sure. But Donovan Razor Ruddock goes to 0-3 and goes the distance. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday or whenever you watch. Enjoy your day. We had fun. It was a fun fight card. We had a couple of really Donnybrooks between Yvon, Durelle, and Donny Lalonde to open the fight. Shavers and Sullivan was unbelievable with controversy. Cuevas and Gatti was another wild one. Tommy Hearns TKO'd Mathew Hilton as Hilton took a beating. And then in this one, yes, it was a lopsided victory for Foreman, but boy, Ruddock had his moments, including dropping the heavyweight champion of the world and nearly taking him out late in the fight. The knockdown occurred, I believe, in the 7th, where both fighters went down. Ruddock went down first, and then he dropped Foreman at the bell. So, thank you very much. Stay safe. Be smart. Amish Elvis, how are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well. So, once again, stay safe, be smart, treat people the way you want to be treated. I greatly appreciate your time. And as always, God bless, and hopefully we see each other again very soon. Peace!